Dear Aries and those with Aries rising, you are starting a new week with very powerful and constructive influences from the heavens. Some uncertainties, delays, or internal questioning you've experienced in recent weeks are slowly giving way to clarity. This week, the heavens not only offer you new opportunities, but also the maturity and determination to seize them. You are already a naturally courageous sign, quick to make decisions and unafraid to take risks. However, sometimes this courage can turn into impulsiveness, and you might later think, it would have been better if I had waited a little longer. This week, a significant change is taking place at precisely this point. You will realize that your steps are more solid, your decisions are more conscious, and you can look at events from a broader perspective. It's as if the warrior within you is now acting not only with courage, but also with wisdom. This will put you a step ahead in many areas. The support you receive from those around you throughout the week may surprise you. A friend you haven't spoken to in a long time may reach out to you. A manager who was previously closed off to you may want to listen to your ideas, or a family member may give you unexpected encouragement. Sometimes people think they're struggling alone, but there's always unseen support. This week, you might feel that support more clearly. Especially in areas where you feel alone, the universe might be sending you the message. You no longer have to carry your burden alone. So don't hesitate to ask for help. Projects undertaken together can progress much faster this week. On August 6th, the trine aspect between the Sun in Leo in your 5th house and Saturn in your 1st house will be one of the most valuable celestial events of the week. The 5th house represents the joy of life, love, children, hobbies, the stage, productivity, and self-expression. The 1st house, on the other hand, completely describes you, your character, your appearance, your personality, and your outlook on life. Here, Saturn gives you discipline, patience, and perseverance, while the Sun gives you the courage to be visible. When these two planets work in harmony, a very special energy emerges, because it's possible not just to shine, but to shine permanently. Many people achieve short-term success, but successes that come with Saturn's support are long-lasting. Even a small step you take this week could have big consequences in the coming months. For example, if you've wanted to create content for social media for a long time, but kept putting it off, you might finally decide to share your first video. Content you thought, who would watch it, might reach far more people than you expected. If you're an Aries wanting to start your own business, you could begin gathering the necessary documents to open your company or meet a new client. If you're an Aries preparing for university, you can get closer to your goals by making your study schedule more disciplined. If you're interested in art, a piece you've created might receive great attention. If you're an Aries who plays sports, you might experience a noticeable improvement in your performance. Because while the Sun gives you energy, Saturn teaches you how to use that energy correctly. This week, you could be one of the standout names in your professional life. A project you've been working on for a long time might finally catch the eye of your managers. Perhaps a single idea you share in a meeting will grab everyone's attention. Maybe a seemingly small solution you propose will solve a major problem within the company. So don't keep your thoughts to yourself. Don't be afraid to share your ideas, because this week, people will be more willing to listen to you. If you're looking for a job, you might receive positive news from a place you previously applied to. You might get the phone call you've been waiting for, or you might receive an invitation for a new interview. It will be a week of high inspiration, especially for Aries working in professions requiring creativity. Financial matters are also gradually strengthening. This week you might receive a small unexpected payment. A loan you previously lent might be repaid, or you might encounter a new opportunity to earn extra income. However, Saturn is teaching you an important lesson. Managing your finances correctly is as important as earning them. Therefore, thinking twice before making large expenditures will bring you much greater gains in the long run. Perhaps you'll choose to invest first instead of buying an expensive product you've wanted for a long time. This awareness can take you to a much stronger financial position in the future. In your love life, excitement and maturity are at play simultaneously. If you're in a relationship, you may begin to understand each other better. Topics that haven't been discussed lately can now be brought to the table. Making plans for the future and setting new goals together can strengthen your relationship. Perhaps you'll look for a house together, plan a joint vacation, or finally implement a decision you've been putting off for a long time. Small gestures can strengthen your relationship more than you think. A heartfelt thank you to your loved one, a walk together, or simply listening attentively can strengthen your bond. For single Aries, the sky is quite active. You may attract attention, especially in social settings. Someone you meet at a friend's get-together, in an educational setting, a business meeting, or somewhere you didn't plan on could bring new excitement into your life. Even if it doesn't seem like a great love at first, over time you may realize that they are trustworthy, mature, and truly value you. Even small changes to your appearance this week can boost your self-confidence. A new hairstyle, a different outfit, or a long-delayed personal grooming routine can make you feel much more energetic. Because as the sun increases its light in your fifth house, you naturally begin to attract more attention around you. For Aries with children, positive developments may also come to the forefront. You may receive encouraging news about your children's education, see their talents more clearly, and plan enjoyable activities together. Those without children may rediscover the productive child within them. You can return to a hobby you haven't dedicated time to in a long time, paint, get involved with music, or dedicate more time to pursuits that bring you happiness. Remember, people become stronger not only through work, but also through creation and enjoyment. The second major celestial event of the week, taking place on August 7th, is Venus entering Libra and beginning to illuminate your seventh house, dear Aries. This influence can completely change the atmosphere of the week, because the seventh house doesn't only represent love and marriage, it also represents all the important people who enter your life, partnerships, collaborations, legal processes, contracts, and all the one-on-one relationships you establish. Venus, on the other hand, is the planet of love, peace, harmony, aesthetics, abundance, and mutual understanding. Moreover, Libra is one of the signs where Venus is strongest. Therefore, Venus works quite comfortably here and beautifies the area it occupies. If there have been communication problems, hurt feelings, or misunderstandings that have been tiring you in recent weeks, these may begin to be replaced by calmer conversations, more constructive approaches, and mutual empathy. Especially if you have a topic where you thought, I'm explaining things, but nobody understands me, you may now realize that when you say the same sentences, the people you are speaking to are truly listening to you. Sometimes it's not you who changes, but the energy of the time. This week, the sky offers you a period where you can connect with people more easily. If you are in a long-term relationship, this week may mark a new chapter. You can discuss more serious plans for the future together. Perhaps a wedding date can be set, the process of meeting families can begin, or the idea of living together can come up. For Aries who sometimes experience stubbornness in their relationships, Venus will bring a softening effect. In a matter where a small argument could normally escalate, this time both sides will try to understand each other. Perhaps an issue that hasn't been discussed for days will be resolved in a few minutes over a cup of coffee. Because this week, being happy becomes more important than being right. The moment you realize this, the energy in your relationships can completely change. For single Aries, Venus opens a new window. Aries who have felt alone for a long time and thought, I guess the right person will never come into my life, may meet someone new unexpectedly. This person could be from your work environment, your social circle, someone introduced by friends, or they could appear completely by chance in your daily life. Perhaps a brief conversation that starts while waiting in line at a cafe could turn into days of texting, or maybe you'll realize how many shared interests you have with someone you met at a training program. The best part is that this relationship is likely to be built not just on excitement, but on mutual respect and trust. Because when Venus is in Libra, people find it easier to connect with each other's souls. This week, investing in your appearance can also make you feel much better about yourself. You might make that purchase you've been putting off for a long time, make small changes to your style, refresh your hair, or start taking better care of yourself. Interestingly, as you feel better about yourself, the compliments you receive from those around you will also increase. Sometimes, when a person remembers their own worth first, the love they receive from the outside world begins to multiply. Venus is reminding you of exactly this. Love yourself first, then watch how the good things in your life increase. Significant developments may also come to the fore in your professional life. Especially for Aries working in partnerships, new agreements may be made. A strong team may be formed for a project, or a long-awaited contract may finally be signed. If you're a freelancer, you can gain new clients and get more work than you expected thanks to referrals. If you're going to a job interview, your communication skills will stand out. As long as you express yourself well, people will want to work with you, because this week, your confident demeanor, calm composure, and solution-oriented approach will make you stand out. Sometimes great success comes not only from hard work, but also from connecting with the right people at the right time. Venus supports exactly that. You may also experience positive developments in financial matters. You may feel financially relieved, especially through shared income, your spouse's earnings, agreements, or joint projects. Receiving a payment you were expecting, getting a long overdue sum of money, or the opening of a new source of income can boost your morale. However, it's important not to forget the influence of Saturn. The sky reminds you that you need to plan your earnings wisely. Conscious investments you make this week could provide you with significant advantages in the coming months. Making plans for the future instead of unnecessary spending would be much wiser. Perhaps you'll open a small savings account, invest in training to improve your career, or make an investment in your home that will add value in the long term. All of these can make you feel stronger in the future. In family life, peace is paramount. You might visit an elderly family member you haven't seen in a long time, spend enjoyable time with your siblings, or experience emotional moments while talking about the past with your parents. Even small changes within the home can positively affect your mood. Perhaps you'll rearrange your living room, make your balcony more enjoyable, or start a small renovation you've wanted to do for a long time. Because home isn't just a place to live, it's one of the most important areas where a person's energy is nourished. Creating a peaceful environment for yourself could be more beneficial than you think this week. In terms of health, this could be a week where you need to listen to your body's signals. Since Saturn demands discipline, paying attention to your sleep schedule, not neglecting your diet, and making exercise a part of your daily life will be very beneficial. Aries individuals who work at a fast pace sometimes think their energy will never run out. However, the body also needs to rest from time to time. This week, taking short walks, spending time outdoors, drinking plenty of water, and engaging in activities that relax your mind will strengthen you both physically and mentally. Activity is also increasing in your social circle. Invitations, events, celebrations, or get-togethers with friends may come up. Perhaps you'll reunite with friends you haven't seen in a long time, reminiscing about old times and realizing how much you missed them. These meetings will not only boost your morale, but they can also open doors to new opportunities, because sometimes the people who change our lives come into our lives not through plans but purely by chance. Therefore, try to take advantage of the invitations you receive this week as much as possible. A meeting you thought you could skip might bring you a new job, a new friendship, or a new love. This week, ask yourself this question frequently. What kind of life do I really want to live? Because the sky is confronting you not only with daily events, but also with your long-term goals. Perhaps you've been working in the same job for years, but now you want to move into a different field. Perhaps you've always acted according to the expectations of others, but now you want to realize your own dreams. The strong support between the Sun and Saturn gives you the courage to make plans, while Venus brings the right people into your life to help you put those plans into action. Sometimes the universe wants to see your intentions first. When you are truly ready for change, the paths will begin to open one by one. At the end of the week, when you look back, you may feel the change in yourself. You may notice that you make calmer decisions, communicate more healthily with people, gain more self-confidence, and look to the future with more hope. Perhaps a great miracle won't happen in a week, but the doors that will lead you to that miracle will begin to open this week. Remember, dear Aries, great achievements don't happen overnight. They are formed by the accumulation of small but determined steps taken at the right time. This week, the sky is supporting you in taking exactly those determined steps. Don't lose your courage, nurture your hopes, keep your heart open to love, and continue to trust yourself. Because when you show your own light, life will begin to offer you its brightest opportunities. The message of the week. Every step you take with patience brings you a little closer to the future you envision. Believe in yourself, face opportunities with courage, and lovingly accept the beautiful surprises that life has prepared for you. Don't forget to like our video, subscribe to the channel, and write, "I am accepting beautiful opportunities into my life this week" in the comments. See you again in the next weekly horoscope. May the most beautiful energies of the sky be with you. Dear Taurus and those with Taurus rising, as you enter a new week, the sky is telling you about stability rather than speed, peace rather than haste, and good timing rather than hasty decisions. By nature, you are a sign that seeks security, thinks carefully before taking steps, and wants to create lasting beauty in your life. However, some developments in recent months may have forced you to make hasty decisions in ways you are not used to. Between work life, family responsibilities, and financial matters, there may have been times when you thought, everything is piling up on me at once. This week, the sky is beginning to lighten this burden. Influences are coming into play that will make you feel stronger, allow you to look at events from a broader perspective, and especially allow you to leave behind some problems from the past. Even if no major events happen externally this week, a significant change may begin within you. Because sometimes what changes a person's life is not the events in the outside world, but a change in their perspective on events. You may experience exactly this week. Throughout the week, issues related to home, family, and roots may frequently come to the forefront. Long unaddressed family matters may be brought up again. Perhaps a heartfelt conversation with your mother or father could end a long-standing resentment. Maybe you can reach a joint decision with your siblings, or advice from an older family member could be unexpectedly beneficial. This week, the sky offers you an opportunity to mend the past, because sometimes people want to move forward into the future, but unresolved issues from the past bind them with invisible chains. This week, you can begin to break some of those chains. On August 6th, as the Sun transits Leo in your 4th house, it forms a powerful and supportive trine aspect with Saturn in your 12th house. This aspect is one of the most important celestial events of the week. While the 4th house represents your home, family, living space, inner peace, and roots, the 12th house describes your subconscious, past experiences, inner world, spiritual development, and sometimes unseen support. Here, Saturn bestows patience, maturity, and inner resilience, while the Sun illuminates your home life. This means that an issue that has been weighing on you for a long time may finally be nearing a resolution. You may start to feel more secure, make decisions that will increase peace and tranquility in your home, and want to move forward with more confidence in the future. Perhaps you've been thinking about moving for a long time but haven't dared. This week, you can start doing research and take the first step towards a new home. Maybe you want to renovate your home, rearrange the rooms, or do some small decorating. Even these seemingly small changes can significantly affect your mood. Because for Taurus, a peaceful environment is very important. A cluttered home can also tire you mentally. Therefore, beautifying your living space this week can give you more energy than you think. Long unresolved family issues may be resolved. For example, positive developments may occur in a pending inheritance matter. Misunderstandings between family members may end. Perhaps a relative you haven't seen in a long time will call you, rebuilding a long-lost connection. If you have children, you may receive good news about their future or experience encouraging developments in their education or growth. For Taurus individuals considering parenthood, hopeful conversations may arise this week. This celestial alignment also begins to transform subconscious fears. Lately, you may have been constantly experiencing the same anxieties, thoughts like, what if I fail? What if I don't get what I want? What if I experience another disappointment? Maybe weighing heavily on your mind. Saturn is teaching you an important lesson this week. Your fears don't have to determine your future. Past experiences have strengthened you. Now you can use those experiences to make much stronger decisions. That's why listening to your inner voice this week will greatly benefit you. In your professional life, there are calm but powerful developments. A major promotion might not come immediately, but you could take on an important responsibility that will advance you in the future. Your managers may start trusting you more. Your colleagues may want to get your opinion. A project you've been working on for a long time may finally start bearing fruit. If you're self-employed, you may see slow but steady growth in your client portfolio. Taurus individuals are happier with success built on solid foundations than with rapid advancements. This week, the sky promises exactly that. In financial matters, proceeding with control will be rewarding. Don't panic, even if unexpected expenses arise, because a new income opportunity may also emerge within the same week. Perhaps you'll receive a small job offer that will provide extra income. Perhaps a long-awaited payment will be deposited into your account. Or perhaps, by reorganizing your spending, you'll find yourself with more money than you expected at the end of the month. Saturn is instilling financial discipline here. You'll realize that small savings can provide great comfort in the coming months. In your love life, your need for emotional security is increasing. If you have a partner, intimacy may come to the forefront in your relationship this week. Making future plans together, having conversations about families, or setting common goals can strengthen your relationship. Perhaps you'll dream of buying a house together, discuss a wedding date, or decide to take your relationship to a more serious level. This week, romance won't just be about sweet words. Shared responsibilities and support will become much more valuable. Single Taurus individuals are preparing to completely leave the past behind. If there's someone who's been on your mind for a long time, it might be time to close that chapter, because sometimes, for a new person to enter your life, old feelings need to be completely cleansed. The Sun and Saturn are offering you the opportunity to do this cleansing. As you free yourself from thoughts that bind you to the past, your heart will become more open to new beginnings. This week, you may often feel like saying, "I'm not the same person I used to be," because you really are changing. You may no longer react the same way to events that used to upset you. What people say may not shake you as much as before. You are developing a more mature, calmer, and stronger perspective. This is what true transformation is. From the outside, everyone sees you as the same person, but inside you've begun to transform into someone completely different. The sky is telling you this week, dear Taurus, everything built on solid foundations is lasting. When you wait for the right time instead of rushing, when you replace your fears with confidence, and when you let go of the burdens of the past, life will open much bigger doors for you. As of August 7th, the second significant celestial event of the week takes place, with Venus moving into Libra, its ruling sign, illuminating your sixth house, dear Taurus. This transit creates a valuable influence that further enhances the week's energy, bringing peace to your daily life, harmony to your work environment, and abundance to your life routine. The sixth house represents your work life, daily routines, the people you work with, the areas you serve, your health, life discipline, and productivity. Venus, in turn, brings grace, ease, harmony, and abundance to its location. Therefore, even the way you start your day each morning may change in the coming period. Long-standing disorganization that has been tiring you may give way to planned actions. Waking up earlier in the morning, eating more regularly, starting to exercise, or making your daily tasks more systematic can give you much more energy than you think. Because sometimes, what changes life isn't big decisions, but small habits repeated every day. Venus is coming precisely to beautify these habits. You may experience quite pleasant developments in your work life. Long-standing tensions in the workplace may gradually begin to end. You might find common ground with a colleague you previously struggled to get along with, communicate more easily with your managers, or receive more appreciation within your team. This transit is particularly supportive for Taurus individuals working in professions where interpersonal skills are crucial. If you work in sales, consulting, education, healthcare, beauty, design, law, or customer relations, people may show more interest in your calm demeanor and reassuring approach. It seems possible that a client might specifically choose you. Your manager might include you in a new project, or you might receive the positive feedback you've been waiting for. Perhaps you felt invisible at work for a long time. You were putting in the effort but felt you weren't getting enough recognition. Venus is beginning to change that perception, because now people will notice not only your work but also your work discipline, solution-oriented approach, and positive energy. For example, a constructive idea you share in a meeting could solve a problem that has been discussed for weeks. Perhaps a task you temporarily take on for a colleague could increase your manager's trust in you. Sometimes the greatest opportunities in life are hidden within unplanned small responsibilities. Don't underestimate any task that comes your way this week. For Taurus individuals who run their own businesses, a very fruitful period is beginning. New clients, strong references, and long-term collaborations may come to the forefront. Perhaps a former client will recommend you to others. Maybe a small social media post will receive unexpected attention. Or perhaps a product or project you've been working on for a long time will finally begin to receive the recognition it deserves. Venus is telling you, quality work always pays off. As long as you continue to work hard, the universe will open new doors for you. Financially, there are also promising influences this week. New ideas to increase your income may come to mind. An opportunity to earn extra money may arise, or there may be improvements in your working conditions that will ease your situation. Perhaps you'll have a salary interview, receive good news about a bonus system, or see a long-awaited payment deposited into your account. During this period, Venus is teaching you to improve your quality of life as much as your income. It will be important not only to spend your earnings, but also to direct them towards areas that will develop you. Perhaps you'll enroll in a training program, buy a new computer, or invest in equipment to grow your business. Each of these could lay the foundation for greater future earnings. In terms of health, the sky is giving very supportive messages. This is a very suitable period to get those checkups you've been neglecting for a long time, start regular walks, change your eating habits, or get better quality sleep. Venus, transiting the 6th house, wants you to show love to your body, because when you take good care of yourself, both your spirit and life energy are strengthened. Maybe you'll go for that dental checkup you've been putting off for a long time. Maybe you'll sign up for a gym. Or maybe you'll start taking short walks every morning. You may be surprised at how much these seemingly small decisions benefit you in a few weeks. There is also more peace in your daily life. The tasks you constantly struggle to keep up with can now be organized more easily. You can more easily balance home and work life. This period can bring significant ease, especially for Taurus mothers or fathers. Morning rushes may decrease, you can spend more quality time with your children, or you can dedicate more time to yourself thanks to sharing tasks at home. Because Venus not only brings beauty, but also lightens the burden. This peaceful energy will also make itself felt in your love life. Taurus individuals in relationships may rediscover the small joys they've forgotten amidst the hustle and bustle of daily life. A shared dinner, a short weekend getaway, or a walk together could strengthen your relationship more than you imagine. Small but intimate moments, rather than big surprises, will bring you closer. Single Taurus individuals may meet someone new at work, in their daily routines, or at a place they frequent. Perhaps you'll strike up a conversation with someone at the cafe where you get your coffee every morning, or someone you meet at the gym will add a whole new dimension to your life. Sometimes fate presents itself at the most unexpected moment, on the most ordinary-looking day. This week, the sky may make you feel that your patience is beginning to pay off. If you've recently been asking yourself, "Am I on the right path?" Small developments may show you that you are. Perhaps the great success you've been waiting for hasn't arrived yet, but its signs are beginning to appear one by one, just like a seed planted in the soil. On the first day, nothing is visible. Then a small sprout emerges. Afterwards, the roots strengthen and eventually it grows into a huge tree. You are currently experiencing the period when that sprout is strengthening. If you don't give up, maintain your patience, and continue to trust yourself, you can reap much greater rewards for your efforts in the coming months. Towards the end of the week, you may feel your inner peace increasing. You will see yourself as calmer, more balanced, and more hopeful about the future. People's behavior will not affect you as easily as before, because now you know your own worth more clearly. You realize that you can be happy without needing the approval of others. This awareness will take you to a much stronger point in both your relationships and your career. Dear Taurus, this week the sky is giving you two important messages. First, peace is the greatest wealth of a life built on the right foundations. Second, nothing you work for goes to waste. While the sun offers you the opportunity to strengthen your family, your inner world, and your sense of security, Venus is beautifying your work life, your daily routine, and your quality of life. Just maintain your stability, don't lose your self-confidence, and don't underestimate the small opportunities life offers you. Because sometimes big changes begin silently and transform your whole life without you realizing it. Let this week's most powerful message be: every step I take with peace brings abundance and success into my life. I trust myself and lovingly accept the rewards of my efforts. If this weekly horoscope inspired you, don't forget to like our video, subscribe to our channel, and write, "This week I choose abundance and peace," in the comments. May the beautiful energies of the sky illuminate your path. Until we meet again in next week's horoscope, stay with love and hope. Dear Gemini and those with Gemini rising, this week the sky is highlighting your strongest qualities. Your curious, inquisitive, learning, communicative, and connecting side is practically revived. The uncertainties or mental confusion you've been experiencing lately may now begin to give way to clearer thoughts. Ideas that have been circulating in your mind for a long time are slowly taking shape. Perhaps you've been waiting for the right time for a project you've been thinking about for months. Or maybe you had something you wanted to say but couldn't find the right moment. This week, the sky gives you both courage and the ability to choose the right words. Because sometimes the biggest changes in our lives don't begin with big steps we take, but with a single sentence we say. Your communication traffic may be quite intense throughout the week. Your phones may ring more frequently, your message box may be bustling, and the news you've been waiting for may come one after another. An application you've been waiting for a response to for a long time may be finalized, you may be called for a job interview, or a project you discussed in the past may come up again. You may receive unexpected feedback, especially from people you wondered, will they remember me? Sometimes the universe presents the right opportunity precisely when hope is dwindling. Therefore, don't underestimate any development this week. Even a seemingly small phone call could lead you to a completely different door. On August 6th, the trine aspect between the Sun in Leo, your third house, and Saturn in your 11th house will be one of the strongest supports of the week. The third house is related to communication, education, siblings, close environment, trade, social media, and written and spoken expression. The 11th house represents your dreams, social circle, teamwork, friendships, and future goals. While the Sun gives you the courage to express yourself, Saturn supports this expression with seriousness, confidence, and permanence. So, the words you say, the emails you send, the presentations you give, or the meetings you have this week could be so important that they change your life in the coming months. For example, if you are a Gemini who has been looking for a job for a long time, an interview you attend this week could be much more positive than you expected. Perhaps your previously submitted resume will be reconsidered. Perhaps a post you made on social media will connect you with the right people. If you're self-employed, you may meet new clients, forge important collaborations, or reach an audience you haven't been able to reach before. It's also an extremely productive period for Gemini continuing their education. You can make great progress in exam preparations, courses, seminars, or foreign language studies. Positive developments related to siblings, cousins, or close relatives may also come to the forefront. Someone you haven't seen in a long time might call you, you might make new plans together, or you might receive news within the family that will make you happy. Sometimes even a short trip or a small weekend visit can completely change your mood. Being active will do you good this week. Seeing new places, meeting different people, and listening to diverse ideas will nourish your mind. Saturn's support in the 11th house brings you significant insights into your choice of friends. This week, you can see more clearly who is truly there for you and who only contacts you when it suits them. This awareness will strengthen you rather than upset you, because you will now want to move forward with people who truly support you. Perhaps an old friend you haven't seen in years will re-enter your life and offer you a very important opportunity. Or perhaps someone you meet at an event will become your business partner or a very close friend in the future. Life sometimes brings people who change our destiny into our lives in unexpected situations. In your professional life, teamwork is prominent. You may come together with different people for a project, develop shared ideas, or receive significant support from your managers. Everyone may want to be inspired by you, especially in generating ideas. Your practical intelligence and ability to look at things from different perspectives will stand out this week. A suggestion you make in a meeting could solve a problem that has remained unsolved for weeks in just a few minutes. Therefore, don't keep your thoughts to yourself. Make your voice heard because the sky wants to make you visible. Positive developments may also occur in financial matters. A new deal, a project that will provide extra income, or the arrival of a long-awaited payment can bring you relief. This could be a particularly fruitful week for Geminis working in communication, education, trade, sales, advertising, media, and digital platforms. However, Saturn is giving you an important message. Plan your earnings wisely. Smart investments you make today could take you to a much stronger position in the coming months. As for your love life, you may feel excitement even before the week's most romantic atmosphere begins. Someone you haven't spoken to in a long time might message you, a past acquaintance might reappear, or you might start having long conversations with someone you've just met. For you, communication is always the first step in love. This week, a pleasant conversation, a sincere smile, or a chance chat could develop into a much more meaningful relationship. The sky's telling you this week, dear Gemini, the right words spoken at the right time can sometimes open doors bigger than years of effort. Therefore, have confidence in yourself, share your ideas, don't hesitate to meet new people, and courageously seize the opportunities that come your way, because the doors to a new chapter in your life are slowly opening. Starting August 7th, one of the most enjoyable and warmest energies of the week kicks in, dear Gemini. Venus moves into Libra, illuminating your fifth house, and from this point on, the atmosphere of the week takes on a completely different color. In astrology, the fifth house represents love, romance, flirting, children, creativity, hobbies, the stage, art, productivity, and the ability to enjoy life. Venus, on the other hand, is the planet of love, beauty, harmony, happiness, and abundance. The meeting of these two energies can make your life more colorful, more fun, and more hopeful. If you've recently focused only on responsibilities, worked constantly, or neglected yourself, the sky is now telling you, remember to be happy too, because a person becomes stronger not only by achieving their goals, but also by enjoying the journey. This week you may receive frequent invitations from those around you. A birthday celebration, a get-together with friends, a family event, or a social activity may come up. At first you might think, I don't need to go. An unexpected invitation you might have anticipated could turn into one of the most beautiful encounters of your life. Perhaps you'll reunite with a long-lost friend. Maybe someone you meet will tell you about an unexpected job opportunity. Or perhaps you'll make eye contact with someone who excites your heart. When Venus transits the fifth house, life's most beautiful surprises can come when you least expect them. So try to be as social as possible this week. Don't hesitate to meet new people, because sometimes fate hides the most special moments within the most ordinary-looking day. In your love life, the sky is truly supporting you. If you have a partner, your relationship may regain excitement. Small romantic moments you've forgotten due to the busyness of daily life may multiply again. You could take a short trip together, plan a nice dinner, or lovingly share topics you haven't talked about in a long time. As you begin to appreciate each other instead of criticizing, you'll see how much your relationship strengthens. Venus shows you that love grows not only with grand words, but also with small gestures. A heartfelt good morning message, an unexpected flower, or even a cup of coffee together can make your relationship much stronger. For single Geminis, this period can be quite eventful. If you thought you'd closed your heart for a long time, you may now feel that door slowly opening. You can establish intellectual connection with someone you meet from the very first conversation. Communication has always been one of your most important attractions. It's very valuable for the other person to understand you, to be able to chat with you for hours, and to share your interests. With Venus in Libra, the chances of meeting just such a person increase. A seemingly innocent conversation that starts during a training session, in a group of friends, or on social media could eventually develop into a much more meaningful relationship. Try to be yourself. There's no need to pretend or appear different, because people who like you for who you are more easily drawn into your life during this period. Since the fifth house also represents creativity, a very productive period begins in terms of productivity. If you write, your inspiration may increase. If you're interested in music, you may create new works. If you paint, you may produce different pieces. It can also be a very remarkable period for Geminis who create social media content. A video you share, a text you write, or a story you tell might reach far more people than you expect. You might find that people enjoy listening to you. This is because Venus not only gives you the desire to create, but also supports you in seeing your creations valued. For Gemini individuals who have children, there are positive developments ahead. You may receive encouraging news regarding your children's education, help them discover their talents, or create unforgettable memories together. Geminis without children may rediscover their playful, curious, and exploratory side. You might start a long-delayed hobby, enroll in a dance class, take up photography, or engage in activities that truly bring you joy. Remember, happy people are more productive, and the celestial energies support this perfectly. In financial matters, your creative ideas can turn into profit. Perhaps a project you've been thinking about for a long time will finally start generating income. Maybe a side hustle will grow, or perhaps your hobby will eventually become a professional endeavor. Venus transiting the fifth house increases the likelihood of earning money from your talents. If you're wondering, I love doing this, but can I make money from it? Focusing on it more this week might be beneficial, because sometimes our greatest gains come from the things we enjoy most. There are also very positive developments in your social circle. You may want to spend more time with friends, join new groups, or meet people with shared interests. This new environment can bring you both morale and new opportunities. Perhaps you'll meet someone who will change your life at an event you attend on a friend's recommendation. Maybe a team you form together will achieve great success in the future. Thanks to Saturn's support from the 11th house, friendships formed may not be superficial, but long-lasting and based on trust. A peaceful energy also prevails within the family. You may see your siblings or close relatives more often, make plans together, and finally have long-postponed gatherings. Small celebrations at home, meals prepared together, or short family trips can give you a great boost in morale. Because sometimes a person's greatest wealth is having people around them with whom they can laugh wholeheartedly. This week is also very suitable for reviewing your goals for the future. You can ask yourself, what kind of life do I want to live in a year? The answer to this question can prepare you for the steps you will take in the coming period. The Sun in your third house teaches you to plan correctly. Saturn teaches you to build your dreams on solid foundations. And Venus teaches you to enjoy the journey. So, not only reaching your goal, but also finding happiness along the way is one of the important lessons of this week. By the end of the week, you may feel much more motivated, hopeful, and energetic. Your pessimism may give way to excitement. New ideas, new people, and new opportunities can add color to your life. Perhaps everything won't change overnight this week, but the first steps towards developments that will make you very happy in the future will be taken. Sometimes fate works exactly like that. Events that seem like small coincidences happen, and then when you look back, you realize that your life actually began to change that day. Dear Gemini, the sky tells you this week to be brave, not to hesitate to speak up, to show your talents, and not to postpone happiness. As you become curious, learn, share, and open your heart to new experiences, the universe will continue to show you new paths. Remember, your greatest strength is your ability to adapt to change and find a new way out in every situation. This week, this very quality will lead you to success. The most powerful message of the week: every truthful word I speak, every conscious step I take, and every choice I make with love brings me closer to the future I dream of. I lovingly accept the beautiful opportunities life offers. If this weekly horoscope inspired you, don't forget to like our video, subscribe to our channel, and write "I accept good news and beautiful beginnings this week" in the comments. May the most beautiful energies of the sky be with you. Until we meet again in the next weekly horoscope, stay with love and hope. Dear Cancer, and those with Cancer rising as you enter a new week, the sky welcomes you with influences that will strengthen you both materially and spiritually. You may notice that the uncertainties you've been feeling lately are slowly beginning to dissipate. In particular, your anxieties about the future, your desire to create financial security, or your ambition to reach a solid position in your career may become more prominent this week. However, this time you will act with a solution-oriented perspective, not with anxiety, because the sky is not only offering you opportunities, but also giving you the patience and maturity to seize them. Sometimes the biggest change in a person's life doesn't begin with an external event, but with realizing their own worth. This week, you may experience exactly that. You will feel stronger, see more clearly that you deserve the rewards of your labor, and begin to set bigger goals. From the first days of the week, matters related to money, earnings, and possessions may take center stage. A long-awaited payment may be deposited into your account, a new job offer may come your way, or a different opportunity to increase your income may present itself. Perhaps a project you've been working on for a long time will finally bear fruit, or perhaps a seemingly small idea will bring you significant gains in the future. The sky is telling you this week, the value of your talents is far greater than you think. Just be courageous enough to bring them to light. On August 6th, the trine aspect between the Sun in Leo, your second house, and Saturn in your 10th house will be one of the strongest influences of the week. The second house represents material resources, self-worth, earnings, and everything you possess. The 10th house describes your career, your place in society, your achievements, your goals, and your long-term responsibilities. While the Sun illuminates your earnings area in your second house, Saturn provides you with stability and security from your career house. This celestial combination can bring particularly strong opportunities for working Cancer individuals. You may begin to reap the rewards of your hard work, be noticed by your managers, or be given a long-awaited responsibility. Perhaps a project you've been working on for months will finally be completed and appreciated. Perhaps you'll have a positive discussion about your salary. Perhaps your name will be suggested for a new position, or you'll receive an unexpected offer from a different company. For Cancer individuals who run their own businesses, this week offers very fruitful opportunities. New clients, long-term agreements, or reliable business partnerships may arise. Connections made this week could positively impact not only today but also the coming months. Financially, the sky is also inviting you to be more organized. Instead of just spending the money you earn, you may want to use it for the future. Perhaps you'll open a savings account you've been dreaming of for a long time. Perhaps you'll research investment opportunities, or you'll allocate a budget for training to improve your career. Saturn reminds you that true security isn't just about earning, but about managing your earnings wisely. The conscious steps you take financially this week can make you feel much more comfortable in the future. Your self-worth is also strengthening. Lately, you may not have considered yourself successful enough, constantly comparing yourself to others or belittling your achievements. However, even small developments this week can show how far you've come. A thank you from a manager, customer satisfaction, a friend's trust in you, or kind words from your family can boost your self-confidence again. People sometimes forget their own worth. This week, the sky is holding up a mirror to you and saying, you are much stronger than you think. A promising period is also beginning for Cancer individuals seeking employment. Applications you've submitted previously may be finalized, new interviews may be on the horizon, or an unexpected reference could open a significant door for you. Cancer individuals who are patient and dedicated to self-improvement may receive good news this week. Remember, sometimes the right job comes late, but when it does, it brings years of happiness. In your love life, trust is paramount. If you're in a relationship, discussions may focus on financial futures, shared goals, and long-term plans. Topics like buying a house together, making investments, or building a shared future may arise. Don't let these conversations scare you. On the contrary, they could strengthen your relationship. Single Cancer individuals will focus not only on the appearance of the people they meet this week, but also on their character and trustworthy qualities, because you're now seeking lasting happiness rather than fleeting excitement. Supportive developments may also occur within your family. Advice from elders could be very helpful. Perhaps a conversation with your mother will comfort you, or an experience your father had years ago will guide you today. Life sometimes teaches the most valuable lessons through those closest to us. This week, strengthening your family ties will boost your morale and confidence. The sky is whispering to you this week, dear Cancer. Nothing you've worked for has been in vain. Perhaps the results you expected were a little delayed, but now you're beginning to reap the rewards. Continue to be patient, because great achievements are built on solid foundations. Starting August 7th, one of the most peaceful celestial influences of the week begins, dear Cancer. Venus moves into Libra, illuminating your fourth house, and with this transit, themes of home, belonging, family, trust, and peace come to the forefront much more strongly in your life. The fourth house doesn't only represent the house you live in, it also describes your childhood, your roots, your family, your past, your emotional security, and the places where your heart truly feels at home. Venus brings harmony, beauty, love, and abundance to the place it occupies. Therefore, in the coming days, you may want to spend more time at home, generate new ideas to beautify your living space, or implement some changes you've been putting off for a long time. Perhaps you'll rearrange your living room, buy new curtains, decorate your balcony with flowers, or simply make a small, long-awaited change to completely transform the energy of your home. From the outside, these might seem like small details, but for you, a peaceful environment keeps your spirit balanced, and Venus is preparing to bring you exactly that peace. There are also very gentle and supportive influences in family relationships. Recent minor disagreements, misunderstandings, or distant behaviors may give way to warmer conversations. Perhaps a relative who hasn't called you in a long time will call, or a heartfelt conversation with your mother or father will bring out feelings that haven't been expressed for years. If you've had minor issues with your siblings, reconciliation and reconnection may be much easier this week, because Venus makes it easier for people to understand each other. Sometimes a single sentence can end years of silence. You may experience this week. There are also very positive influences for Cancer signs considering moving house. You may start looking for a new home, make moving plans, or receive good news about the house you've been waiting for. Perhaps your loan application will be approved, the house you want to rent will appear at the right time, or you will make important decisions about the future with your family. Even if you don't have a moving plan, small renovations in your home can give you a great feeling of relief, because sometimes even a new desk, a different seating arrangement, or a painting on the wall can completely change a person's energy. The sky is also quite supportive for Cancer signs considering starting a family. Those planning marriage may see family gatherings, engagement, or betrothal preparations on the agenda. Married individuals may discuss future plans more seriously with their spouses. Perhaps they will plan to buy a house together, consider having children, or make a joint investment decision. Conversations this week could be significant enough to affect not only today, but for many years to come. Venus's warm energy is also felt in love life. If you are in a relationship, the feeling of trust will strengthen. You will be able to express yourselves more comfortably in each other's presence and share your feelings without hiding them. Perhaps you will finally muster the courage to say something you've wanted to say for a long time. Perhaps your partner will prepare a beautiful surprise for you that you didn't expect. Romance this week will grow more through sincerity than through flashy gestures. A dinner together, a movie watched at home, or even a long conversation can strengthen your relationship more than you think. For single Cancer signs, introductions through family or close circles may come to the forefront. Perhaps you'll meet someone your mother suggested. Maybe a new person will catch your attention at a family gathering. Or you'll realize that someone you've considered a long-time friend has different feelings for you. Trust your heart during this process, because Venus reminds you that sincerity is more important than pretense. True happiness lies in relationships with people who accept you as you are. In your professional life, this may be a week where you need to balance home and career. The Sun strengthens financial matters from the second house, while Saturn solidifies your career from the 10th house. Venus in the fourth house reminds you that rest and spending time with loved ones are as important as success. Perhaps you haven't been able to spend time with your family for a long time due to your busy work schedule. This week, a dinner together, a short weekend trip, or simply peaceful hours spent at home can give you a great boost in morale. Because your greatest source of strength has always been the people you love. Financially, home-related expenses may come to the forefront. You might want to buy new appliances, renovate your home, or make small investments that will add value to your living space. Most of these expenses could be of a nature that will make you happy in the long run. However, it's still important to continue managing your budget in a balanced way. The sky is giving you the message this week. Increase your comfort, but also maintain your plan. In terms of health, emotional peace will positively affect your physical energy. The stress that has been tiring you lately may decrease. You may start sleeping better, control your appetite more easily, or return to self-care routines you've neglected for a long time. Sometimes, just feeling peaceful helps your body regenerate. So don't hesitate to take small breaks this week. Towards the end of the week, you may realize that you are now looking at some events that upset you in the past with different eyes. You may evaluate the behavior of people who hurt you in the past with more maturity today and understand that forgiveness actually benefits you more than the other person. This doesn't mean going back to the past. On the contrary, it means letting go of the burden of the past and walking towards the future with a lighter weight. Venus is giving you exactly this emotional lightness. This week, ask yourself, where am I truly at peace? Because the answer to this question may form the basis of many decisions you will make in the coming months. Perhaps you will realize that peace is not in a big house, but at the same table with the people you love. Perhaps you will prefer a job that gives you peace of mind to one that pays well. Perhaps you will see that the happiness you have been searching for is actually hidden in what you already have. The sky is giving you exactly this awareness. Dear Cancer, this week, the sky offers you the opportunity to grow both materially and spiritually. While the sun strengthens your self-worth and earnings in the second house, Saturn supports the lasting results of your efforts in the career field. Venus, in the fourth house, lovingly surrounds your heart, family, and living space. With these three powerful influences working together, all you need to do is trust yourself, be patient, and accept the beauty that comes into your life without fear. Because sometimes the most beautiful beginnings start where one feels truly safe. The most powerful message of the week: I know my worth, lovingly accept the rewards of my labor, and place peace at the center of my life. Every firm step I take brings me closer to abundance, success, and happiness. If this weekly horoscope inspired you, don't forget to like our video, subscribe to our channel, and write in the comments, "This week I accept peace, abundance, and beautiful beginnings." I wish you a wonderful week where your wishes come true and your heart is filled with peace. Until we meet again in the next weekly horoscope, stay with love and hope. Dear Leos and those with Leo rising, this week the sky is practically inviting you to the center stage. The sun's transit through your sign has already begun to boost your energy in recent weeks. Now this energy is becoming more solid, more conscious, and more lasting. Your way of expressing yourself, your stance, your decisions, and your perspective on life are beginning to change. People may notice you, value your ideas, and your work may become more visible. In recent months, you may have questioned yourself at times, wondering, am I on the right path? Perhaps some plans didn't progress as quickly as you expected, perhaps your patience was tested, or perhaps life taught you to mature first. Now you are entering a period where you can begin to reap the rewards of that patience, because the sky now wants you not only to shine, but also to achieve lasting success. This week, when you look in the mirror, you may notice a change not only in your appearance, but also in your gaze. Your self-confidence is rising again. You may find the courage to make decisions you've been putting off for a long time and approach new beginnings with more enthusiasm. Perhaps you'll go to a new job interview. Perhaps you'll bring a long-planned project to life, or perhaps you'll decide to make significant changes to your lifestyle. The best part is that this time you'll proceed with solid plans, not haste, because the greatest strength of this week lies precisely in this. On August 6th, as the Sun transits your first house, which represents your personality, appearance, self-confidence, and life energy, it forms a powerful trine aspect with Saturn in your ninth house. This celestial combination not only gives you courage, but also the ability to channel that courage correctly. While the first house represents the question, who am I? The ninth house describes your life philosophy, education, distant goals, international connections, legal processes, and personal development. The Sun makes you visible while Saturn teaches you to think long-term. Therefore, the steps you take this week can affect not only today, but also the coming months and even years. For example, if you are a Leo who has long wanted to pursue a master's degree, you may complete your applications or come across an inspiring educational program. Important news may arrive for those who want to go abroad. Visa applications, educational plans, or international connections may be positively impacted. If you're involved in a legal process, developments may progress more smoothly, and you may receive reassuring news. Leos, especially those who are patient, will begin to see the fruits of their labor more clearly this week. In your professional life, you will be the center of attention. Your ideas may be listened to more in meetings, managers may give you new responsibilities, or a long-awaited opportunity may finally present itself. It's also a very productive period for Leos who run their own businesses. New collaborations, powerful clients, or long-term projects may come to the forefront. Your natural charisma will stand out, especially in leadership roles. People may ask you for guidance. Your courage can inspire others. The sky is also promising in financial matters. New ideas to increase your income may come to mind. Perhaps a hobby you've only pursued until now will turn into a source of income, or perhaps a long-awaited financial development will occur. However, Saturn is giving you an important reminder. Don't let your expenses increase at the same rate as your income. Planned investments this week can provide you with great security in the coming period. In your love life, your increased self-confidence makes it easier for you to attract attention. If you are in a relationship, your partner may be impressed by your more determined and mature attitude. Important conversations about the future may take place in your relationship. Single Leos may attract attention wherever they are. However, what is truly important this week is not just receiving attention, but choosing the right person, because Saturn reminds you of the value of lasting connections rather than temporary excitements. There are also supportive influences in family life. Especially the advice you receive from your elders can guide you. Perhaps a long unspoken issue will be resolved, or a family member will give you good news that will make you proud. This week you may begin to feel more confident in yourself and your loved ones. The sky is giving you a very important message this week, dear Leo. True leadership isn't just about leading the way, it's about making the right decisions at the right time. You already carry your light. Now is the time to transform that light into lasting success. From August 7th onwards, the energy of the week softens further, and Venus moves into Libra, beginning to illuminate your third house, dear Leo. This transit will add grace, harmony, and abundance to the events that have accelerated in recent days. The third house represents the areas that govern the daily flow of life, such as communication, education, siblings, close environment, neighbors, short trips, trade, social media, and written and spoken expression. Venus is the planet of love, harmony, beauty, and ease. Therefore, the impact of the words you speak in the coming days may increase, people may listen to you more attentively, and some communication problems that were previously unresolved may begin to soften on their own. Sometimes a person says the same sentence over and over again, but the other person doesn't understand. Then one day, when the same words are spoken in the same tone, the other person truly begins to hear. Venus is bringing you exactly such a period of time. This week, your phone may ring more frequently, your inbox may be busier, and long-awaited projects may finally come to fruition. You might receive an email you've been waiting for, make an important phone call, or revisit a past project. If you work in sales, marketing, education, media, social media, advertising, consulting, or communication, this transit can provide you with significant advantages. Your words may reach a wider audience, your content may receive more attention, and people may value your ideas more. This is because Venus in the third house enhances not only your speaking ability, but also your power of persuasion. For example, You might give a presentation you've been preparing for a long time this week and receive much more positive feedback from your managers than you expected. If you teach, the bond you have with your students may strengthen. If you create content on social media, the engagement of your posts may increase. Perhaps a video of yours will reach more people than you anticipated, or a short text you wrote will touch people's hearts. Remember, dear Leo, sometimes it's not grand pronouncements that change lives, but a few sincere sentences spoken at the right time. You may experience warm developments in your relationships with those close to you. The bond between you and your siblings may strengthen. A cousin you haven't seen in a long time may call you, or you may reconnect with a childhood friend. These encounters can be significant not only emotionally, but also in terms of new opportunities. Perhaps a friend will tell you about a new job opportunity, or a relative will help you establish an important connection. So don't take the conversations you have this week lightly. A seemingly small conversation could open a door that will change your future. It can also be a busy week in terms of short trips. You might take a short trip to another city for work, plan a family visit, or want to spend the weekend somewhere different. These trips will not only offer you a chance to relax, but can also help you meet new people and gain different perspectives. Especially if you feel stuck in the same routine for a long time, even a small change of scenery will be very good for your mind. In your love life, Venus's influence is quite sweet. If you have a partner, your communication is strengthening. You can listen to each other better, easily resolve misunderstandings, and start laughing together more. Conversations you've neglected due to the stress of daily life may once again become the strongest aspect of your relationship. Perhaps you'll make plans for the future together or rediscover each other through hours of enjoyable conversations. Relationships sometimes grow not through big surprises, but through quality communication. This week, you may experience exactly that. For single Leos, new acquaintances that begin through communication are noteworthy. A conversation that starts on social media, someone you meet at a training session, or a sincere chat in a social setting could excite your heart. In this process, it won't just be physical appearance that will impress you. The intelligence of the other person, their way of speaking, their outlook on life, and their willingness to truly listen will become much more important. Therefore, instead of making hasty decisions, taking the time to get to know people can lead to stronger relationships. In your professional life, teamwork and collaborative idea generation are prominent. You can have a very productive week in terms of meetings, presentations, correspondence, and discussions. In particular, issues that were previously unresolved may be resolved this week. If you are signing a new contract or making an important agreement, you can feel the support of the heavens while carefully examining the details. Because Venus facilitates compromise while the Sun and Saturn lay the groundwork for long-term success. Financially, your communication skills can open new avenues of income. Perhaps you'll start giving training, provide consulting services, or create a new source of income through social media. Writing, speaking, teaching, explaining, and connecting with people can be your strongest weapons this week. If you feel you haven't showcased your talents enough until now, it's not time to stay in the background. The universe is sending you the message, express yourself. The people who need to hear you will now hear you. Communication within the family is also strengthening. Plans made with siblings, cousins, and close relatives can boost your morale. Perhaps you'll go on a short trip together, or long unspoken issues will be resolved with love. Warm dialogues within the family this week can give you confidence and peace. Because no matter how strong you are, feeling the presence of people who truly understand you is always one of the greatest sources of motivation. This week, ask yourself this question: what do I really want to say? Because sometimes people may see you as strong, brave, and always self-confident from the outside. However, inside, you may have feelings you want to share, things you want to express but keep putting off. Venus gives you the courage to express these feelings with love. When you share what's in your heart with the right people, your relationships will strengthen and you will feel much lighter. Towards the end of the week, your self-confidence may have increased significantly. You will realize that you have become someone who expresses yourself more clearly, sets your goals more firmly, and looks to the future with more hope. Perhaps your life won't completely change this week, but the first stones that will lead you to great success will begin to fall into place. Sometimes fate hides great changes in small conversations, small decisions, and small acts of courage. This week, you are taking those small but very valuable steps. Dear Leo, this week the sky offers you three important gifts. The sun in your first house reminds you of your courage and light. Saturn in your ninth house supports this courage with knowledge, experience, and solid plans. And Venus in your third house helps you open the right doors by strengthening the bonds you have with people. As long as you continue to trust yourself, never stop learning, and keep your heart open to new opportunities, the developments that begin this week can transform into much greater successes in the coming months. The most powerful message of the week: I trust in my own light, open the right doors with the right words, and lovingly accept all the beautiful opportunities life offers me. My courage, knowledge, and communication skills are carrying me to success. If this weekly horoscope inspired you, don't forget to like our video, subscribe to our channel, and write in the comments, "This week I'm shining my light and accepting the good news." May the most beautiful energies of the sky illuminate your path. Until we meet again in the next weekly horoscope, stay with love and hope. Dear Virgos, and those with Virgo rising, this week you are going through a period that may seem calm from the outside, but is actually undergoing very important transformations within your inner world. Some weeks are remembered for major events, while others leave unforgettable marks on one's life because they change one's perspective. This week falls into the second category, because the sky is first strengthening you internally and then preparing you to reap the rewards in the external world. Lately, the same thoughts may have been constantly circling in your mind. Questions like, am I on the right path? Am I trying hard enough? Will I reap the rewards of my efforts? May have frequently come to mind. Now, clearer answers are beginning to replace these questions, because sometimes the greatest transformation in life happens within a person before external circumstances change. On August 6th, as the Sun transits Leo in your 12th house, it forms a powerful trine aspect with Saturn in your 8th house. This celestial combination may seem quiet at first glance, but it is actually quite powerful. The 12th house represents the subconscious, spiritual development, events unfolding behind the scenes, intuition, closures, and preparation processes. The 8th house represents transformation, shared financial resources, debts, loans, inheritance, psychological strengthening, and recovery after crises. While the sun illuminates you from within, Saturn helps you learn valuable lessons from your experiences. Therefore, the insights you gain this week may not be outwardly apparent, but they will form the basis of some of the most important decisions in your life in the coming months. Perhaps you will confront a fear that has been weighing on you for a long time. Perhaps you will finally have a conversation you've been putting off. Or perhaps you will decide to let go of a burden you've carried for years. Sometimes people carry the effects of past events into the present without realizing it. This week, the sky is telling you, it's time to lighten the load. You can begin to leave behind thoughts that hold you back, feelings of guilt, or the habit of taking on excessive responsibility. Significant developments may also occur in financial matters, in particular, pending issues related to shared finances, banking transactions, loans, insurance, taxes, or inheritance may begin to progress more smoothly. If there is a long-standing financial issue, you can make significant progress this week through discussions with the right people. Saturn reminds you not to act hastily. As long as you act patiently and strategically, even the most complex-looking issues can be resolved. In the business world, behind-the-scenes work is coming to the forefront. Perhaps you're working on a new project you haven't told anyone about yet. Maybe your managers are evaluating you for a new role, but you don't know it yet. Or perhaps the results of a project you've been working on for a long time will soon begin to show. Even if there aren't any major changes visible this week, very important preparations are being made behind the scenes. Be patient, because some successes grow silently. You're also starting to get stronger psychologically. You may notice that events that used to worry you no longer have the same impact. This is because your experiences have matured you. You can now look at problems from a broader perspective and are more successful at finding solutions. This week, meditating, praying, spending time in nature, or simply being alone to gather your thoughts can be very beneficial. The answers you get when you listen to your inner voice may surprise you. You may also experience important insights in your relationships. You can see more clearly how the people in your life truly make you feel. The difference between people who energize you and those who constantly exhaust you will become more apparent. Thanks to this awareness, you can start building your relationships on healthier boundaries. Because sometimes peace comes not from bringing new people into our lives, but from distancing ourselves from energies that don't do us good. In your love life, it may be a period where you try to understand your feelings. If you have a partner, you can evaluate your relationship with a deeper perspective. If you are single, you can start leaving behind past disappointments and prepare your heart for new beginnings. Even if there aren't any major developments yet, the change that has begun in your inner world will soon be reflected in your outer world as well. The sky is giving you a very important message this week, dear Virgo. Sometimes the greatest success is achieved during unseen preparation periods. A seed cannot become a strong tree without silently taking root under the soil. You are currently in exactly this rooting period. Be patient, have confidence in yourself, and continue to listen to your inner voice, because very soon you will begin to reap the rewards of your efforts. Starting August 7th, one of the most beautiful and tangible influences of the week comes into play, dear Virgo. Venus, which rules Libra, begins to illuminate your second house. With this transit, the change you have been feeling more in your inner world lately may gradually begin to manifest itself in the outer world as well. In astrology, the second house is related to money, earnings, financial security, possessions, talents, and most importantly, your sense of self-worth. Venus, on the other hand, is the planet of abundance, prosperity, comfort, aesthetics, and peace. The convergence of these two energies signals the beginning of a powerful period in which you can breathe easier financially, see the fruits of your labor more clearly, and rebuild your self-confidence. Lately, one of the questions you've been thinking about most is, am I really getting the rewards for my efforts? You're working, producing, paying attention to details, but sometimes you feel you're not receiving the value you deserve. Now, with Venus moving into your second house, the universe is beginning to teach you a very important lesson. When you first accept your own worth, the outside world will begin to show you the same value. Therefore, the developments you will experience this week can strengthen you not only financially, but also spiritually. A manager praising you, a client specifically choosing you, your work being appreciated, or receiving positive feedback you've been waiting for a long time can significantly boost your self-confidence. A very productive period is beginning in your professional life. Virgo individuals, especially those who work systematically, patiently, and prioritize quality in their work, may receive good news this week. Perhaps a positive meeting regarding a salary increase will take place. Maybe a bonus or a new system providing extra income will be implemented, or perhaps a long-awaited promotion or job change will come to the fore. If you run your own business, you may gain new clients, establish strong collaborations, or begin to reap the rewards of projects you've worked on until now. Venus doesn't just want to bring you money. It also creates a balance where you can use your earnings peacefully. Unexpected small surprises may also occur in financial matters. A delayed payment may be deposited into your account, you may collect a debt you had previously given up hope of receiving, or a small unexpected gain may bring you joy. Perhaps an item you were thinking of selling secondhand will sell for a better price than you expected. Perhaps a long-considered idea for extra income will bring you your first earnings. Remember, great abundance sometimes begins with small steps. You may also be more mindful of your shopping habits this week. Venus loves comfort, but in the second house, it also teaches you about quality. Instead of making unnecessary purchases just because something is on sale, you may want to focus on products you can truly use for a long time. Perhaps you'll buy a new computer to make your work easier, take a course to improve yourself, or make an investment that will enhance your quality of life. These expenditures could actually lay the foundation for greater gains in the future. Your sense of self-worth is also significantly strengthening. Lately, you may have been prioritizing the expectations of others too much. While constantly striving to do better, you may have ignored your own achievements. However, this week, the sky is telling you to stop and look back. Compare who you were a year ago to who you are today. Think about what you've learned, the difficulties you've overcome, and the experiences you've gained. You've actually come a long way than you think. This awareness will prepare you to make much stronger decisions in both your professional and personal life. In your love life, themes of financial security and emotional security may intertwine. If you are in a relationship, you can discuss more concrete plans for the future with your partner. Making a budget together, buying a house, planning investments, or setting common goals can put your relationship on a more solid foundation. Single Virgos will be attracted to people who are not only exciting, but also trustworthy during this period. It will be much more important for you that the person who enters your life not only speaks well, but also actually puts their words into action. Positive developments regarding financial matters may also occur within the family. You might receive news that will ease the household budget, a family member might start a good job, or a long-awaited financial issue might be resolved. This situation can lighten the burden on everyone's shoulders, not only economically, but also emotionally, because as trust increases, so does peace within the home. Venus in the second house also offers excellent opportunities to turn your talents into money. Perhaps you'll decide to turn a hobby you've been doing for years into a profession. If you create handmade products, you can start selling them. If you do consulting, you can reach a wider clientele. Or you can earn extra income by sharing your knowledge and experience. The sky is giving you the message. Your talents are far more valuable than you think. Don't underestimate yourself, because sometimes what others admire are skills you consider ordinary. This week, kind words from those around you can lift your spirits. People may notice your organized, reliable, and solution-oriented nature more. Perhaps a friend will ask for your advice, or you'll be entrusted with an important responsibility at work. All of these are reflections of the universe's trust in you. You should start showing yourself the same trust now. Towards the end of the week, you may feel your inner peace increasing, because you will realize that you are standing on firmer ground, both materially and spiritually. Perhaps you haven't yet reached the point you dreamed of, but you know you're on the right path. And sometimes what makes a person happiest isn't reaching the goal, but knowing you're on the right path. This week, ask yourself this question: how valuable am I really? Try to find the answer to this question not in what others tell you, but in your own heart. Because Venus transiting your second house is giving you the greatest gift to love yourself as you are and to appreciate the value of your efforts. Dear Virgo, the sky is offering you a very powerful balance this week. The Sun in the 12th house is spiritually empowering you. Saturn in the 8th house is teaching you to turn crises into opportunities. And Venus in the 2nd house is supporting you in reaping the rewards of your labor, increasing your material abundance, and raising your self-worth. With these three energies working together, the most important thing for you to do is maintain your patience, trust yourself, and courageously seize the opportunities that come your way. Because the conscious steps you take today will lay the foundation for much greater successes in the coming months. The most powerful message of the week: I know my worth, I trust my abilities, and I lovingly accept the rewards of my labor. Abundance, prosperity, and peace flow easily into my life. If this weekly horoscope inspired you, don't forget to like our video, subscribe to our channel, and write in the comments, "This week, I accept abundance, prosperity, and the value I deserve." May the most beautiful opportunities from the sky be with you. Until we meet again in the next weekly horoscope, stay with love, hope, and health. Dear Libra, And those with Libra rising, this week the sky is preparing to bring the long-awaited movement to both your social and personal life. In recent months, you may have felt tired, indecisive, or searching for direction. Perhaps you had many people around you, but few truly understood you. Perhaps your goals were ambitious, but you felt you couldn't walk the same path with the right people. This week, the sky is supporting you in precisely these matters, because some people enter our lives not just to be friends, but to change our destiny. The connections you make and the relationships you strengthen this week could be among the most valuable gains of the coming period. On August 6th, as the Sun transits Leo in your 11th house, it forms a powerful trine aspect with Saturn in your 7th house. The 11th house represents your social circle, friendships, teamwork, dreams, and future goals. The 7th house deals with marriage, partnerships, one-on-one relationships, collaborations, and people who will be with you for a long time. While the Sun offers you new environments and new opportunities, Saturn helps you build these opportunities on solid foundations. Therefore, the people you meet or the relationships you strengthen this week may not be temporary. A friendship that begins today could turn into a major partnership tomorrow. A meeting today could open one of the most important doors in your life in the future. For example, if you are a Libra who has been looking for a job for a long time, you may be called to an important interview this week, thanks to a friend's recommendation. Perhaps someone you meet at a social event will offer you an opportunity you never thought possible. For Libras who run their own businesses, new client connections, strong business partnerships, and long-term projects may come to the fore. It's a very supportive week, especially for those working in fields that require teamwork. Your conciliatory nature and ability to easily communicate with people will be one of your biggest advantages during this period. You may also experience important realizations regarding your dreams. Perhaps you will finally take action to achieve a goal you've been putting off for years. Maybe you'll join a new training program. Maybe you'll take the first step towards starting your own business. Or maybe you'll finally bring a long-held project to life. Saturn is teaching you not just to dream, but to plan your dreams. Therefore, the plans you make this week could bring you great success in the long run. In your professional life, your managers and colleagues may value your ideas more. Your constructive suggestions, especially in meetings, may attract attention. Your ability to bring people together, resolve disagreements, and find common ground will set you apart this week. Perhaps you'll be offered a project leadership role, or perhaps you'll be given an important task within the team. Have confidence in yourself, because the sky is preparing to make you visible. The first half of the week is also quite important in terms of relationships. If you have a partner, you can have serious conversations about the future together. It may be possible to set common goals, make marriage plans, or take your relationship to a more solid foundation. With Saturn in the 7th house, trust-based bonds strengthen instead of superficial relationships. If your relationship is built on solid foundations, it can become even stronger this week. If there are problems, you can find the right time to solve them. For single Libras, fateful encounters may occur. Someone you meet through your circle of friends, social events, or shared interests may unexpectedly enter your life. Even if it's not love at first sight, a relationship that grows over time and is based on trust may begin. Because Saturn doesn't rush, it builds what is lasting. Financially, you can earn good profits from joint projects. Moving forward with the right people instead of alone can bring you more opportunities this week. There are very supportive influences, especially in terms of teamwork, joint investments, and long-term collaborations. However, it will still be important to carefully examine every agreement and think long-term. The sky is giving you a very important message this week, dear Libra. Success sometimes comes not only from talent, but also from being able to walk the same path with the right people. The people who enter your life can play a big role in making your dreams come true. Therefore, keep your heart and mind open to new connections. As of August 7th, the most powerful and special celestial event of the week is taking place, dear Libra. Your ruling planet Venus is moving into Libra, its own sign, and beginning to illuminate your first house. This transit could be one of the most important beginnings, not only of this week, but also of the coming period. because the first house represents your identity, appearance, self-confidence, outlook on life, how people see you, and your first steps. Venus is the planet of love, harmony, beauty, grace, abundance, and attraction. It works extremely powerfully in its own sign. Therefore, in the coming days, people may find you much warmer, more charismatic, more striking, and more impressive. However, the best part of this effect is not just about your appearance. The real change will begin in your inner world. You will begin to feel more valuable, make clearer decisions, and take control of your life again. Perhaps in recent months, you've constantly acted according to the expectations of others. You've put your own desires aside so as not to offend anyone. You've postponed your own happiness while trying to make everyone else happy. Now, Venus moving into your first house is giving you a very important lesson. You must be well first, because it's difficult for someone who neglects themselves to truly benefit others. This week, you may want to dedicate more time to yourself. You might want to change your hairstyle, renew your wardrobe, start a skincare routine, exercise, or return to those long-delayed personal care routines. These things won't just change your appearance. They'll also help you love yourself again when you look in the mirror. People's attitudes towards you may also change significantly. You may attract more attention in the environments you enter, receive more compliments, and realize that people want to communicate with you. Perhaps someone at work who has been observing you from afar for a long time will want to talk to you. Perhaps someone you meet in a social setting will be impressed by you from the first moment. Or perhaps people you haven't seen in a long time will reach out to you again. Because when Venus is in the first house, people create a natural field of attraction. People may want to approach you even without forcing it or making an effort. The most beautiful influences of the week await you in your love life. If you have a partner, your relationship may be rekindled. Romance, which has diminished recently due to the intensity of daily life, may strengthen again. Your partner may show you more attention, prepare surprises that will make you happy, or you may make hopeful plans for the future together. Small gestures, heartfelt glances, and sincere conversations can strengthen your relationship much more than you think. Venus reminds you that the strongest form of love is peace. For single Libras, a very active period is beginning. New acquaintances, new flirtations, and encounters that will excite your heart may come to the fore. Especially this week, you may experience unexpected encounters at social events, get-togethers with friends, parties, or in your daily life. Perhaps a brief conversation while waiting in line at the supermarket, eye contact in a cafe, or a casual message on social media could change the course of your life. Venus is telling you, don't close your heart, because beautiful beginnings sometimes come when you least expect it. Your visibility is also increasing in your professional life. While the Sun in the 11th house strengthens your social circle, Venus in the first house makes you more impressive and persuasive. Therefore, you can have a very productive week in terms of job interviews, presentations, client meetings, and important conversations. People may listen to your ideas more carefully and trust you more. If you are self-employed, you may gain new clients, your social media accounts may receive more attention, or your work may reach a wider audience. There are also encouraging influences for Libras who want to make new beginnings in their careers. Perhaps you will finally make the job change you have been thinking about for a long time. Perhaps you will take a new course, step into a new sector, or take the first step to create your own brand. The sky is giving you the message, if you believe in yourself, others will believe in you, because success begins in one's own eyes. Positive developments may also occur financially. Although Venus doesn't directly rule your second house, its strong position in the first house means that as your self-worth increases, so will your earning opportunities. Perhaps you'll decide to increase your salary. Perhaps you'll now offer a job you've been doing for free professionally. Or perhaps you'll realize the true value of your talents and set bigger goals. This week, your most important gain won't just be money, but also your self-confidence. A warm and peaceful atmosphere may also be created within the family. Your positive energy will be reflected in the home. Perhaps a small family celebration, a short trip together, or even just a dinner together will bring the peace you've needed for so long. Sometimes people think happiness is far away, but in reality, the greatest happiness lies in the small moments shared with those closest to you. This week is also quite suitable for making new decisions. You can now clarify things you've been putting off for a long time. Perhaps you'll create a new life routine, redefine your personal goals, or start moving away from habits that aren't good for you. Venus brings you not only beauty, but also balance. Therefore, you may feel better both mentally and physically. Towards the end of the week, when you look in the mirror, you may feel that not only your image but also your energy has changed. You will see a Libra who stands taller, looks more hopefully, and believes more in the future. This is the real transformation, because a person first believes in themselves, then the world begins to believe in them. This week, ask yourself this question: how do I want to live the rest of my life? Because the answers you give can shape not only this week, but also the coming months. While the Sun helps you forge strong connections in your social circle, Saturn makes these connections permanent. Venus, on the other hand, makes you feel reborn. Now, instead of old anxieties, there are new hopes. And instead of old uncertainties, there are new goals. Dear Libra, the sky is offering you a very special gift this week. The Sun in your 11th house supports your dreams. Saturn in your 7th house strengthens your relationships, and Venus in your 1st house rekindles your radiance. With these three powerful energies working together, all you need to do is trust yourself, open your heart to new beginnings, and courageously seize the opportunities that come your way. Because sometimes life can fit the change you've been waiting for into a single week. The most powerful message of the week: I love myself, I know my worth, and I lovingly accept all the beautiful opportunities life offers me. As my light grows, success, abundance, and happiness flow easily into my life. If this weekly horoscope inspired you, don't forget to like our video, subscribe to our channel, and write in the comments: this week I'm shining my light and accepting love into my life. May the most beautiful energies of the sky be with you. Until we meet again in the next weekly horoscope, stay with love, hope, and health. Dear Scorpio and those with Scorpio rising, this week the sky strongly supports you, especially in matters of career, responsibilities, and long-term goals. Lately, you may have worked hard, but because you didn't see immediate results, you experienced a loss of motivation. Perhaps you thought others were progressing faster, or perhaps you didn't appreciate your own success enough. However, the greatest strength of Scorpio has always been to never seek success through shortcuts. You progress patiently, deeply, and without giving up. This week, the sky is preparing to reward precisely this quality of yours, because the efforts you've quietly put in until now may begin to become visible. On August 6th, as the Sun transits your 10th house in Leo, it forms a powerful trine aspect with Saturn in your 6th house. The 10th house represents your career, your place in society, your achievements, your goals, and how people see you. The 6th house describes your daily work routine, discipline, responsibilities, colleagues, and healthy habits. While the Sun makes you visible, Saturn ensures that this visibility is not accidental, but the result of hard work. Therefore, the praise, offers, or opportunities you receive this week may be a reward for the patience and discipline you've shown so far. For example, a project you've been working on for a long time may finally be completed, and you may receive the recognition you've been waiting for from your managers. Perhaps you'll be given a new task at work. At first, this responsibility might seem daunting, but it could actually be a significant opportunity to take you to the next level. If you're looking for a job, you may receive positive news from a past application or be called for an important interview thanks to an unexpected reference. For Scorpios who run their own businesses, it's possible to expand your client portfolio, make new deals, and see your income become more regular. This week, your discipline in the workplace will be noticeable. People will realize that you can remain calm even in times of crisis. Perhaps you'll solve a problem that hasn't been resolved within the team. Perhaps you'll bring a new perspective to a project that everyone else is hopeless about. This is precisely why your managers may trust you more, because when Saturn is in the 6th house, it makes a person not only hardworking but also reliable. An important balance is also being established in terms of health. The sleep schedule, eating habits, or exercise plans you've neglected in recent months due to your hectic pace may be back on track. Perhaps you'll start morning walks, decide to eat more regularly, or give up some habits that have been tiring you out. The sky reminds you that great achievements are possible with a strong body and a calm mind. Therefore, investing in both your body and soul this week will greatly benefit you in the long run. In financial matters, you have a high potential to reap the rewards of your efforts. Over time, long-awaited payments, bonuses, or new income opportunities may arise. However, Saturn is also giving you an important warning. Instead of spending all your earnings immediately, it would be much wiser to make plans to secure your future. Small but regular savings can greatly ease your situation in the coming months. In family life, you may need to establish a work-life balance. While experiencing positive developments in your career, you shouldn't neglect spending time with your loved ones. Perhaps a family member will need your support. Perhaps even just a cup of coffee together will make them feel much better. Success is not only about career advancement, it's also about the strong bonds you build with your loved ones. In your love life, feelings neglected due to your intense work schedule may resurface. If you are in a relationship, your partner may expect more attention from you. Small gestures, sincere conversations, and quality time spent together can strengthen your relationship. Single Scorpios may meet someone who catches their attention in the workplace or during their daily routines. What might seem like an ordinary initial encounter can, over time, transform into a much more meaningful relationship. The sky is giving you a very important message this week, dear Scorpio. Success is not the result of luck, but of patience. Because you haven't given up until now, the universe is preparing to open new doors for you. Continue to trust yourself. Every disciplined step you take brings you a little closer to the future you envision. Starting August 7th, the energy of the week begins to change significantly, dear Scorpio. After intense days filled with career and responsibilities, the sky invites you to slow down a bit, listen to your inner voice, and nourish your soul. Because Venus is moving into Libra, illuminating your 12th house. In astrology, the 12th house is one of the most mysterious areas. It represents the subconscious, your spiritual world, your intuition, closing cycles, forgiveness, hidden support, and events unfolding behind the scenes. Venus brings peace, love, grace, and healing to the place it occupies. Therefore, the biggest change this week may not begin in the outside world, but in the depths of your heart. Perhaps no one will notice it at first, but deep down, you will begin to feel much stronger, much calmer, and much more hopeful. There may have been some events lately that have worn you down. Perhaps someone you trusted disappointed you. Perhaps you didn't get the result you expected in something you worked hard on. Or perhaps you neglected your own feelings while constantly trying to appear strong. By nature, Scorpios don't easily show their pain to anyone. Most of the time, they fight their biggest battles silently. So when Venus moves into your 12th house, the universe is telling you it's time to show yourself compassion. Because sometimes what a person needs most is not understanding from others, but understanding themselves. This week, you may look at some past events from a different perspective. Something that used to anger you may no longer have the same effect. Perhaps you will decide to let go of a resentment you've carried for years. This doesn't mean forgetting what happened. On the contrary, it means not letting those events control you. Forgiveness is sometimes the most powerful step taken not for the other person, but for the liberation of your own soul. Venus brings you exactly this inner lightness. Your intuition will be quite strong this week. You may sense more from what a person doesn't say than what they do say. You can understand the energy of a situation within the first few minutes and distinguish right from wrong decisions thanks to your inner voice. If there's a matter you've been undecided about for a long time, you may find the answer not in logic, but in your intuition. An idea that comes to you when you wake up, a dream you have, or a feeling that arises unexpectedly may show you the right path. Therefore, instead of suppressing your inner voice this week, try to listen to it carefully. An interesting process may occur in your professional life. Even if you're not in the spotlight, events may be developing in your favor behind the scenes. Perhaps your managers are speaking positively about you, but you don't know it yet. Maybe your name is being suggested for a new project. Perhaps a long-awaited opportunity is in the preparation stage. Therefore, even if there is apparent silence this week, don't despair, because the influences of the 12th house often describe unseen but very powerful preparations. Like a seed silently growing underground, your efforts may be strengthening without being noticed. In terms of career, the supportive trine aspect between the Sun and Saturn in the 10th house solidifies this process. So while unseen preparations continue on one hand, strong foundations are being laid for lasting success in your career on the other. A small task you receive this week or a seemingly ordinary meeting you have could have very important consequences in the coming months. Therefore, don't underestimate any detail. Financially, unexpected support may come your way. Perhaps you will receive help from an unexpected source. Perhaps a good deed you did in the past will be reciprocated in a different way. When Venus is in the 12th house, the universe sometimes activates invisible support mechanisms. The right person you need may appear at the right time. The right information may reach you exactly when you need it. Just don't lose hope. In your love life, there are quite sensitive but also very romantic influences. If you have a partner, you may share deeper feelings in your relationship. It could be a period where you understand each other not only through words, but also through glances. If your partner is going through difficult times, a small support you give them could strengthen your relationship more than you imagine. This week, the language of love will be sincerity, not grand displays. For single Scorpios, secret admiration may come to the forefront. Perhaps someone who has admired you from afar for a long time will gather the courage to contact you. Or perhaps you haven't yet shared your feelings for someone with anyone. Some relationships may start quietly this week, but can develop into very strong bonds over time. Also, someone from your past may want to re-enter your life. In such a situation, it will be important to make decisions not only based on your feelings, but also on what you have learned from past experiences. This period is also very valuable for spiritual development. Meditating, praying, spending time in nature, walking by the sea, or simply having quiet moments alone with yourself can be much better than you think. You don't have to be constantly on the move. Sometimes stopping is also part of progress, because when a person stops, they can see both themselves and their path more clearly. Within the family, some issues from the past may be resolved amicably. Long unspoken matters may resurface, but this time they can be resolved with the more mature perspective. Perhaps a family member will say something unexpectedly kind to you. Perhaps you will finally express feelings you've long wanted to say. These conversations can bring relief to both you and your loved ones. Towards the end of the week, you may feel more peaceful. From the outside, it may seem like nothing major has changed in your life, but you will have crossed a very important threshold in your inner world, because true transformation begins in your soul, then reflects in your life. Venus is teaching you exactly this week. Ask yourself this question: what burdens do I no longer need to carry in my life? The answer to this question can set you free. Old resentments, unnecessary worries, past regrets, or thoughts that drag you down. When you intend to leave all of these behind, a brand new chapter can open before you. Dear Scorpio, this week the sky offers you a very special balance. The Sun in the 10th house strengthens your career and your place in society. Saturn in the 6th house supports you with discipline, so that your efforts yield lasting results. Venus in your 12th house is healing your soul, lightening your heart, and silently opening unseen doors. While these three energies work together, the most important thing you need to do is trust yourself, maintain your patience, and believe in the unseen miracles of life. Because sometimes the greatest successes first sprout in silence. The most powerful message of the week: I am leaving the past behind with love, strengthening my soul with peace, and trusting to receive the rewards of my labor at the right time. Life is bringing me new opportunities through unseen doors. If this weekly horoscope inspired you, don't forget to like our video, subscribe to our channel, and write in the comments: this week I accept peace, success, and beautiful surprises. May the most beautiful energies of the sky illuminate your path. Until we meet again in the next weekly horoscope, Stay with love, hope, and health. Dear Sagittarius, and those with Sagittarius rising, this week the sky carries energies perfectly suited to your nature. You are a sign that loves to explore life, is excited to learn new things, is interested in different cultures, and constantly strives for self-improvement. However, lately, due to certain responsibilities or life's necessities, you may not have felt as free as you'd like. Perhaps you postponed the trips you wanted to take, put off the education you wanted to pursue, or pushed your big dreams to the background amidst the daily hustle and bustle. This week, the sky gives you the courage to broaden your horizons again. The doors opening before you may bring not only new opportunities, but also new perspectives. On August 6th, as the Sun transits Leo in your ninth house, it forms a powerful and supportive trine aspect with Saturn in your fifth house. The ninth house is related to higher education, long journeys, connections with foreigners, legal matters, personal development, and life philosophy. The fifth house represents love, children, creativity, hobbies, and the enjoyable aspects of life. While the Sun wants to help you grow and show you new horizons, Saturn is giving you the discipline to make this growth permanent. Therefore, the steps you take this week may not only be exciting, but also of a nature that will greatly benefit you in the long run. For example, if you are a Sagittarius who has long wanted to learn a foreign language, you may finally find the right course or meet a teacher who will motivate you. There are very supportive influences for those preparing for university, considering a master's degree, or doing academic work. If you work in a business connected with abroad, you may receive an important email, get an approval you've been waiting for, or a new collaboration may come up. Perhaps you will take the first concrete step for the trip you've been dreaming of for a long time. Maybe you'll apply for a passport, complete visa procedures, or decide to buy your tickets. These seemingly small steps could be the beginning of unforgettable experiences in the future. In terms of career, knowledge and experience are also important. A new skill you learn this week could put you one step ahead of your competitors. Even a short seminar you attend, a book you read, or a conversation you have could change your perspective. You're already a Sagittarius who loves to learn, but the knowledge you gain this week could directly translate into benefits for your life. This is a particularly productive period for Sagittarians working in fields like education, law, publishing, media, tourism, international trade, and consulting. Saturn's support in the fifth house also brings maturity to your love life. If you're in a relationship, you can now have more serious conversations about the future. Living together, getting engaged, or setting shared goals may come up. As the foundation of your relationship strengthens, your trust in each other will also increase. Single Sagittarians may look at the people who enter their lives differently this week. While they used to only seek excitement, they may now be more interested in people who offer security, have a life vision, and with whom they can grow together. There are also positive influences for Sagittarians who have children. You may experience joyful developments regarding your children's education and feel proud of their achievements. If you are planning to have children, the sky reminds you of the importance of proceeding patiently. Every conscious step taken can lay the foundation for greater happiness in the future. It's also an inspiring week for Sagittarians involved in creative work. If you write, create content, design, are interested in music, or work in an artistic field, your productivity may increase significantly. Don't postpone the ideas that come to mind. A thought you jot down as a small note could lead you to a very successful project in the future. In terms of finances, you are in a period where you can reap the rewards of investments in knowledge. Taking a new course, participating in a certificate program that will contribute to your professional development, or allocating a budget to an area that will improve yourself may seem like an expense at first, but it can bring you much greater gains in the long run. Saturn reminds you this week, the most valuable investment is the investment you make in yourself. The sky is giving you a very powerful message this week, dear Sagittarius. The greatest journey that will change your life begins with the first courageous step you take. Don't underestimate the opportunities that come your way, because a decision that seems small today could take you to where you dream of being tomorrow. Starting August 7th, the week's energy becomes even more social, dynamic, and hopeful, dear Sagittarius. Venus moves into Libra, illuminating your 11th house. In astrology, the 11th house represents friendships, social circles, teamwork, future goals, projects, dreams, and support from others. Venus is the planet of love, harmony, abundance, and wonderful opportunities. With the combination of these two energies, in the coming days, you will not only meet new people, but also be able to forge strong connections that will bring you closer to your goals. Perhaps there will be people who want to walk alongside you in matters you've struggled with alone until now, because some successes come through individual effort, while others are only possible by walking the same path with the right people. Venus is bringing you exactly that support. You may have noticed that the people around you have changed lately. Some have quietly left your life, while others may have approached you unexpectedly. This week, you will better understand the reason for this change, because you may now begin to be surrounded by people who help you grow, not those who drag you down. Perhaps you will meet someone at an event who will shape your life. Maybe a friend will invite you to a new project, or perhaps a long-lost friend will tell you about an opportunity you never thought possible. Remember, dear Sagittarius, every encounter this week may not just be a conversation, it could be the first key to big doors opening in the future. Teamwork is strongly supported in the workplace. If you work in an organization, you may experience a much more harmonious process with the people you work with. A long-standing disagreement on a project may be resolved, or you may take on a new role that will put you in the spotlight within the team. You are already someone who easily communicates with people and enlivens the environment with your energy. Venus further strengthens this quality. Your ideas may be appreciated in meetings, managers may include you in important projects, or connections you make with people you haven't met before may open new doors in your career. For Sagittarians who run their own businesses, a productive period is beginning in terms of expanding their customer base, increasing their visibility on social media, and establishing strong business partnerships. Perhaps someone you meet at an event will introduce you to other people, and this chain reaction will bring unexpected opportunities. Therefore, try to take advantage of invitations as much as possible this week. Every meeting, every event, and every conversation could be a harbinger of a new beginning. With Venus in the 11th house, dreams also begin to materialize. Goals you've only kept in your mind for a long time may now turn into a real plan. Perhaps you'll start researching your dream of starting your own business more seriously. Perhaps you'll enroll in a training program, or perhaps you'll complete the initial preparations for a trip to a country you've wanted to visit for years. While the sun in the 9th house broadens your horizons, Venus brings people into your life who will help you achieve these goals. The sky is practically saying, keep going, because this time you won't be walking alone. Social circles also play an important role in your love life. If you have a partner, you can spend more time together with your friends, attend joint events, and strengthen your relationship socially. Meeting new people, entering new environments, and sharing dreams can make your relationship more vibrant. Perhaps you will set a big goal for the future together and take the first step towards it. For single Sagittarians, the strongest source of love can be their circle of friends. Someone introduced by a friend might catch your attention. Feelings might change with someone you've only considered a friend for a long time, or a casual conversation on social media could turn into a romantic relationship over time. Don't rush this process. Venus shows you that naturally developing relationships can be much more lasting. Financially, opportunities for gain can arise through social connections. Perhaps a friend will offer you a job that will provide you with extra income. Perhaps a joint project will be more successful than you expected, especially for Sagittarians working in fields such as internet, technology, education, organization, media, and community management. Very productive developments can occur. Carefully evaluate every connection you make this week, because sometimes great successes begin with meeting the right person. A more enjoyable atmosphere may also develop in your family life. A family gathering, celebration, or short trip could lift your spirits. Your cheerful demeanor might change the energy of your home. Even family members who have been stressed for a long time could be affected by your positive approach. This week, you could be a source of hope in every environment you find yourself in. You will also feel lighter mentally. Some thoughts that have been tiring you lately may give way to new goals. Because when a person focuses on the future, the burden of the past begins to lighten. Hope is in your nature anyway. This week, that hope is gaining strength again. Perhaps you will feel the excitement you thought you had forgotten for a long time. Perhaps you will decide to pursue a new dream. These decisions could take you to a completely different place in the coming months. Towards the end of the week, your self-confidence may increase even more. Because thanks to the encouragement given by the Sun in the 9th house and the support offered by Venus in the 11th house, you will no longer be just a dreamer, but a Sagittarius who takes action to realize their dreams. When evaluating the opportunities that come your way, focus on your potential, not your fears. Because this week, the sky is giving you the message, life supports those who want to grow. Ask yourself this question: who are the people who will truly propel me forward? The answer to this question can be very valuable this week because the right environment, the right friends, and the right team can get you to your goals much faster than you think. Focus on new possibilities, not old habits, because sometimes destiny is hidden in the people you meet for the first time. Dear Sagittarius, this week the sky offers you a very powerful combination. The Sun in the 9th house is expanding your vision. Saturn in the 5th house is strengthening your talents with discipline, and Venus in the 11th house is bringing the right people, wonderful opportunities, and hopeful developments into your life. While these three energies work together, the most important thing you need to do is not lose your curiosity, continue learning, and approach the people you meet with an open heart. Because friendships that begin today can form the foundation of your greatest success stories tomorrow. The most powerful message of the week: I believe in my dreams, I grow with the right people, and I lovingly accept all the beautiful opportunities life offers me. Every courageous step I take brings me closer to success, happiness, and abundance. If this weekly horoscope inspired you, don't forget to like our video, subscribe to our channel, and write in the comments. This week, I welcome new opportunities and the right people into my life. May the most beautiful energies of the sky illuminate your path. Until we meet again in the next weekly horoscope, stay with love, hope, and health. Capricorn, a very important transformation is beginning in your life this week. Are you ready to reap the rewards of your long-term efforts and become stronger, both materially and spiritually? Because the sky is opening such powerful doors for you during the week of August 3rd to 9th that the developments you will experience, especially on August 6th and 7th, could change the direction of the coming months. Be sure to watch this video until the end, because we will discuss the luckiest influences of the week, the points you need to pay attention to, and the opportunities you can take advantage of one by one. Before starting the video, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and write in the comments, I accept abundance, success, and peace this week to support our efforts. Now, dear Capricorns and those with Capricorn rising, let's look together at the powerful messages the sky has prepared for you during the week of August 3rd to 9th. Dear Capricorns and those with Capricorn rising, this week the sky welcomes you with influences that will strengthen you both materially and emotionally. Lately, you may have felt that some burdens in your life have become heavier. Family responsibilities, financial plans, anxieties about the future, or long-standing unresolved issues may have tired you out at times. However, you are already a sign that doesn't give up in the face of difficulties, patiently progresses, and knows how to build the strongest foundations. This week, the sky is preparing to reward that patience, because now it's not just about struggling, but about starting to see results in the areas you've struggled with. On August 6th, as the Sun transits your 8th house in Leo, it forms a powerful trine aspect with Saturn in your 4th house. In astrology, the 8th house represents transformation, shared income, loans, debts, inheritance, spouses' earnings, and regaining strength after crises. The 4th house represents home, family, roots, inner peace, and a sense of security. While the sun transforms you materially and spiritually, Saturn ensures that this transformation is built on solid foundations. Therefore, the developments you experience this week may bring not only temporary relief, but also a long-term sense of security. For example, you may receive a payment you've been waiting for a long time. Positive developments may occur in banking transactions, loan applications, inheritance matters, or shared financial issues. Perhaps you'll restructure a debt, receive expected money, or find a solution to ease the financial burden within the family. This week could be particularly beneficial for Capricorns who have felt financial pressure in recent months, allowing them to finally breathe a sigh of relief. There are also significant developments in family life. A long unspoken topic may resurface, but this time it could lead to a solution. A heartfelt conversation with your mother or father might provide emotional relief. Perhaps a long-delayed decision regarding your home will be made. Issues such as moving, renovations, buying a house, or sharing responsibilities within the family may become clearer. Saturn in the fourth house reminds you of the importance of family ties, while also offering the opportunity to strengthen them. This week, you may also experience significant inner strengthening. Some issues that used to scare you may no longer have the same impact, as your experiences have matured you. Perhaps you will leave behind a past hurt, or perhaps you will decide to finally let go of a burden you've been carrying. The influence of the eighth house sometimes transforms a person profoundly. This transformation may not be immediately visible from the outside, but it can completely change one's perspective on life. You may experience exactly this week. In your professional life, there may be significant developments happening behind the scenes. Perhaps your managers are making a new plan for you, but you don't know about it yet. Maybe the results of a project you've been working on for a long time will soon begin to show. Be patient, because the steps you take this week could give you a great advantage in the coming months. In your love life, trust is paramount. If you are in a relationship, you may discuss financial future, shared goals, and long-term plans. Buying a house together, making investments, or taking your relationship to a more serious level may come up. Single Capricorns will now be interested in people who not only excite them, but also provide security, because for you, lasting happiness is always more valuable than temporary excitement. Financially, the sky is also giving you an important lesson. Crises sometimes come not to destroy you, but to make you stronger. The difficulties you have experienced recently have made you a more conscious, more planned, and more resilient person. Now you can start reaping the rewards of these experiences. The sky is telling you this week, dear Capricorn, every foundation you build patiently will provide you with great security in the future. Because you haven't given up until now, the universe is preparing to open new doors for you. Keep trusting yourself. Because the transformation that begins this week could be the start of one of the most powerful periods of your life in the coming months. As of August 7th, the energy of the week shifts to a completely different area, dear Capricorn. This time, the planet Venus takes center stage, and its location is your 10th house. In astrology, the 10th house represents career, social status, success, goals, relationships with superiors, professional reputation, and the life path you've built over many years. Venus brings harmony, support, visibility, grace, abundance, and new opportunities to that area. Venus's transit through Libra is already an extremely powerful placement, and when this power is reflected in your career area, it opens the doors to a period where your efforts are more recognized, people trust you, and your successes become visible. You may have worked quietly, planned, and shown patience in recent weeks. Now the sky is telling you it's time to step onto the stage. Capricorn, by its nature, doesn't leave success to chance. For you, being trustworthy, keeping your word, and doing your best are always priorities. Perhaps you sometimes felt you weren't appreciated enough for being so disciplined. Maybe you were surprised by how much more visible some people around you were with less effort. However, when Venus moves into your 10th house, the balance begins to shift. People start to see not only the results, but also the effort behind those results. At work, managers may be warmer towards you, listen to your ideas more carefully, and involve you in important decisions. A long-awaited promotion, job change, or increased responsibility may come up. Even if these developments seem small at first glance, they can create a very important leap in your career path in the long run. For example, if you are a Capricorn who has been working in the same position for a long time, your manager may discuss future plans with you this week. Perhaps the idea of forming a new team will come up, and they will put you in charge of it. Perhaps you will be given the task of representing the company at a large client meeting. If you run your own business, it may be possible to increase brand recognition, gain new customers, or grow your business volume thanks to recommendations from your social network. This week holds very supportive influences, especially for Capricorns working in consulting, finance, law, architecture, engineering, management, or corporate fields. Venus not only brings career success, it also softens interpersonal relationships. In the workplace, you may find common ground with people you previously struggled to get along with. Cooperation may take precedence over competition. A colleague with whom you've been distant for a while may communicate more constructively with you. This is because Venus facilitates compromise in its environment. This both increases work efficiency and provides you with a more comfortable working environment psychologically. Investing in your appearance and professional image during this period can also be beneficial. Perhaps you'll buy a new outfit for an important meeting, update your resume, or refresh your profile on social media or professional platforms. These seemingly small touches can strengthen the first impression people leave of you. Remember, sometimes opportunities knock on the door of those who are prepared first. Positive developments may also occur financially. A promotion, along with a salary increase, bonuses, new clients, or offers that will provide additional income may come up. In particular, it is possible to receive delayed earnings from work you have previously invested in. However, it is important to maintain your planned approach, which suits your nature. Instead of spending every penny you earn immediately, making investments for the future will provide you with much greater security in the long run. Another noteworthy aspect this week is your reputation within society. People may seek your advice, value your opinions more, or hold you up as an example. Perhaps you will guide a young colleague or an elder family member will appreciate your mature demeanor. Sometimes success isn't just about rising in status, but about inspiring others. Venus is giving you exactly that effect. In your love life, the positive energy from your career field may also make itself felt. If you are in a relationship, your partner may be proud of your achievements and offer you more support. Together, you can make more solid plans for the future and make joint decisions about financial matters. For single Capricorns, the possibility of meeting someone new through work or professional connections is strengthening. Perhaps someone you meet at a meeting or someone you connect with through a joint project may eventually become an important part of your life. Because this relationship will be built on trust rather than a quick start, it has the potential to be long-lasting. In your family life, you may see that your career success positively impacts the peace within the home. Financial relief or a sense of security about the future can also bring comfort to family members. A long-delayed home plan, renovation, move, or joint investment may come back to the forefront. Your calm and planned approach will ensure that everyone in the family feels more at peace. On a spiritual level, you may experience a significant awakening. You will understand more clearly that achieving success is not just about working hard, but also about making your efforts visible. The knowledge, experience, and patience you have silently accumulated over the years are now beginning to bear fruit. Looking back at the difficulties you faced in the past, you may realize that they all prepared you for where you are today. This awareness will give you much greater self-confidence. Towards the end of the week, you may feel more determined, stronger, and more hopeful. A suitable period is beginning for setting new goals. Perhaps you will revise your 5-year career plan, or perhaps you will take new steps to grow your own business. Every planned step you take this week may return to you as great gains in the coming months. Ask yourself this question: which step I take today will lead me to the life I dream of in the future? Because the most important theme of this week is building the future from today. You will see how seemingly small, disciplined steps yield great results over time. Dear Capricorn, the sky is giving you very powerful messages during the week of August 3rd to 9th. The sun in your 8th house is transforming you materially and emotionally. Saturn in your 4th house is giving you solid roots and a secure foundation, and Venus in your 10th house is shining a light on your career, reputation, and place in society. While these three powerful energies work together, all you need to do is trust yourself, maintain your patience, and courageously seize the opportunities that come your way. Because sometimes the rewards of years of hard work begin to appear in a single week. The most powerful message of the week: I trust in my efforts, I accept success with love, and I am rising on solid foundations in every area of my life. Abundance, prosperity, and new opportunities are easily accessible to me. If this weekly commentary inspired you, please like the video, subscribe to our channel, and comment, I accept success and abundance into my life this week. Don't forget to write. May the most beautiful energies of the sky illuminate your path. Until we meet again in the next weekly horoscope, stay with love, hope, and health. Dear Aquarius and those with Aquarius rising, this week the sky strongly illuminates one of the most important aspects for you: relationships and communication. In recent months, some people may have come and gone from your life. Some inspired you, while others showed you which relationships were no longer good for you. Perhaps you were undecided about a partnership, maybe you experienced some question marks in your personal life, or you reconsidered who you wanted to walk the same path with in your professional life. This week, the sky is giving you very clear messages, because sometimes what changes a person's destiny is not the steps they take alone, but the people they choose to walk with. On August 6th, as the sun transits your 7th house in Leo, it forms a powerful trine aspect with Saturn in your 3rd house. The 7th house represents marriage, long-term relationships, partnerships, contracts, and all-important one-on-one connections. The 3rd house is related to communication, education, siblings, close environment, short trips, and mental processes. While the sun makes your relationships visible, Saturn ensures that you build these relationships on solid foundations. Therefore, conversations, agreements, and connections made this week can have an impact for many years to come. For example, a new partnership may arise in your professional life. Perhaps a reliable team member will join a project you've been running alone for a long time. Maybe a meeting with a client will have a much more positive outcome than you expected. If you're self-employed, there are very supportive influences in terms of new contracts, new collaborations, and long-term agreements. Your biggest advantage during this process will be open and honest communication. Saturn in the 3rd house shows you how the right words at the right time can open big doors. Significant opportunities may also arise for Aquarius job seekers. Perhaps a past application will resurface. Perhaps a friend will introduce you to the right person. Or perhaps a short phone call or online interview will turn into a much bigger opportunity than you expected. Therefore, it's beneficial to carefully monitor incoming messages, emails, and phone calls this week. In your personal life, communication will be paramount. If you're in a relationship, long unspoken issues can now be addressed in a more mature way. Listening to each other instead of blaming each other can bring significant relief to your relationship. Perhaps you'll make plans for the future or discuss serious matters like living together or marriage. Saturn here encourages sound decisions rather than hasty ones. Therefore, conversations this week can strengthen the foundation of your relationship. There are also quite remarkable influences for single Aquarius individuals. You may meet someone new through someone in your close circle. Perhaps a short training session, seminar, or a casual encounter in daily life could be the beginning of an unexpected closeness. A seemingly ordinary conversation could, over time, transform into one of the most valuable relationships of your life. The sky is telling you this week, don't rush to get to know people, but don't miss opportunities either. Positive developments regarding siblings, cousins, or close relatives may also come to the fore. You may reconnect with someone you haven't seen in a long time, and any family estrangements may be resolved. Even a short visit or a sincere phone call can be enough to repair relationships, because Saturn this week shows you that lasting bonds are strengthened through small but sincere steps. There are also successful influences for Aquarius individuals continuing their education. Those preparing for exams, starting new courses, or wanting to receive vocational training may see the rewards of disciplined work. A project you write, a presentation you prepare, or an interview you conduct could open new doors for you. It's a particularly productive week for those working in fields requiring written and verbal communication. The sky is giving you an important message this week, dear Aquarius. Effective communication not only solves problems, but also creates new opportunities. Every word you speak, every connection you make, and every conscious step you take can bring you a little closer to where you dream of being in the future. Therefore, have confidence in yourself, express your thoughts bravely, and don't hesitate to build strong bonds with the people you meet. Starting August 7th, the energy of the sky expands even more for you, dear Aquarius. The second major celestial event of the week, Venus's transit into Libra, begins to illuminate your ninth house. In astrology, the ninth house represents higher education, foreign countries, long journeys, different cultures, personal development, legal processes, publishing, belief systems, and one's perspective on life. Venus, on the other hand, is the planet of love, harmony, abundance, prosperity, and wonderful opportunities. Therefore, in the coming days, not only new people, but also new ideas, new goals, and new horizons may begin to enter your life. You may feel truly excited for the first time in a long time, because for Aquarius, one of the greatest joys is constantly developing, learning, and discovering. This is exactly what Venus is bringing you. Lately, you may have felt stuck in the same routine. Every day seems the same, your tasks become routine, and your desire to explore has somewhat faded into the background. But this week, the sky is opening new doors for you. Perhaps you will take the first step towards visiting a country you've long dreamed of. Maybe you'll start learning a foreign language, get involved in an international project, or communicate with people from different cultures. These seemingly small beginnings could change the direction of your life in the coming months. If you're continuing your education, you will be under very supportive influences this week. Good news may come for those preparing for university, those wanting to pursue a master's degree, those interested in academic studies, or those planning to receive vocational training. Perhaps you will receive the acceptance letter you've been waiting for, perhaps a scholarship opportunity will arise, or you will enroll in an educational program that excites you greatly. While the Sun in the 7th house is enabling you to meet the right people, Venus in the 9th house is helping these people bring you new knowledge and new opportunities. In your professional life, you may experience developments that will broaden your horizons. This is a particularly productive period for Aquarius individuals working with international connections, those doing business with international clients online, and those in education, law, media, publishing, technology, and consulting. Perhaps you'll receive a job offer from an unexpected country. Maybe a remote work opportunity will arise, or perhaps a project you've only dreamed of until now will begin to become a reality. The theme of travel is also very strong this week. A planned trip may come up, or a sudden invitation might take you to a different city. The people you meet there could give you new perspectives. Sometimes a person's destiny isn't found miles away, but in the people they meet on a single journey. Therefore, try to take advantage of any travel opportunities that come your way. With Venus in the 9th house, you can also experience a significant intellectual breakthrough. A book you read, a documentary you watch, a seminar you attend, or even a casual conversation can change your thought process. Every step you take to improve yourself will greatly contribute to both your career and personal life in the future. You are already a sign that loves to think differently. Now, this different perspective can lead you to success. In your love life, distance may lose its importance. If you have a partner, you can make travel plans together, share dreams, or strengthen your relationship with new experiences. Training courses, cultural events, or new places you explore together can add fresh energy to your relationship. For single Aquarius individuals, the possibility of meeting someone from a different city or culture is quite high. Perhaps a communication that starts online could develop into a strong bond over time. Perhaps you might cross paths with someone you least expect on a trip. There are also positive influences for Aquarius individuals involved in legal matters. You may receive news regarding an ongoing lawsuit, official application, educational documents, or overseas transactions. Of course, each process progresses according to its own conditions. However, this week, the sky is creating an atmosphere that supports constructive discussions, compromise, and finding solutions. In terms of finances, investing in knowledge comes to the forefront. The budget you spend on new education, starting a foreign language course, obtaining a professional certificate, or improving your technical skills can yield much greater returns in the long run. Sometimes the most profitable investment is not in your bank account but in your mind. You may begin to see the tangible results of this week. A more understanding and peaceful communication may also be established within the family. Your changing perspective can inspire those around you. Perhaps a family member will ask for your support on something they haven't dared to do for a long time. Your objective approach and solution-oriented attitude can put both them and you at ease. Spiritually, you may feel a great sense of relief. The limiting thoughts of the past are being replaced by a more hopeful and free perspective. While you may have constantly felt stuck in the same place, you may suddenly realize there are countless possibilities before you. This is one of Venus's most beautiful gifts in the 9th house. It reminds you that life can always offer new paths. Towards the end of the week, your self-confidence may significantly strengthen. Both the stability that the sun brings to your relationships from the 7th house and the expansive energy offered by Venus from the 9th house will encourage you to make much bolder decisions. Perhaps you'll apply for something you've been putting off for a long time, enroll in a new course, or simply tell yourself, from now on, I will move forward without fear. Sometimes the greatest change is this promise you make to yourself. This week, ask yourself, what experiences will truly help me grow in the next chapter of my life? Because the answers may lead you to new people, new cities, new knowledge, and new achievements. Be ready to leave your old limitations behind, because the sky wants to take you further than where you are. Dear Aquarius, the week of August 3rd to 9th offers you very strong support from the sky. The sun in your 7th house strengthens your relationships, partnerships, and important connections. Saturn in your 3rd house matures your communication, making your words more valuable. And Venus in your 9th house brings new horizons, new knowledge, new journeys, and hopeful opportunities into your life. While these three energies work together, all you need to do is keep your curiosity alive, never give up on learning, and bravely say yes to the opportunities that come your way. Because sometimes a person's destiny can completely change with a single decision, a single journey, or a single encounter. The most powerful message of the week: I trust the new opportunities life offers me. I am learning, growing, meeting the right people, and bravely setting sail for new horizons. Abundance, success, and happiness flow to me easily. If this weekly horoscope inspired you, don't forget to like our video, subscribe to our channel, and write, "I am opening new doors with love this week," in the comments. May the most beautiful energies of the sky always be with you. Until we meet again in the next weekly horoscope, stay with love, hope, and health. Dear Pisces and those with Pisces rising, this week the sky reminds you of a very important truth. Great achievements are often the result of small but consistent steps. You're a sign that sometimes acts on its emotions, trusts its intuition, and makes decisions with its heart. However, in recent months, life has demanded that you be a little more disciplined, plan, and show patience. Perhaps this process wasn't easy. Daily responsibilities increased, workloads grew, or financial matters worried you. But now the sky is preparing to reward these efforts, because the powerful aspect that will form on August 6th carries energies that will solidify the foundations of your life. On August 6th, as the Sun transits your sixth house in Leo, it forms a strong and supportive trine aspect with Saturn in your second house. The sixth house represents work life, daily routine, work environment, health, and responsibilities. The second house is related to money, earnings, self-worth, talents, and financial security. While the Sun makes your daily life more efficient, Saturn supports you in establishing a lasting order in financial matters. Therefore, the plans you make this week can bring stability to your life, not just for a few days, but in the long term. For example, if you're a Pisces who's been looking for a job for a long time, you might get the phone call you've been waiting for. Perhaps an application you made earlier will be successful, or a new door will open thanks to an unexpected reference. If you're already working, your managers may notice your discipline and dedication. Perhaps you'll be given a new task. There will be positive developments regarding a salary increase, or a project you've been waiting for will finally be approved. These seemingly small developments can turn into significant changes in your career in the coming months. Relationships in the workplace are also strengthening. You may find common ground with colleagues you previously had difficulty communicating with. You may achieve greater harmony in the work you do together. There are particularly supportive influences for Pisces working in fields that require teamwork. Your empathy and ability to understand people will set you apart this week. People may begin to appreciate not only your work, but also your work style. In financial matters, Saturn is giving you a very valuable lesson. Increasing your income isn't just about working harder, it's also about managing your resources wisely. This week, reorganizing your budget, cutting unnecessary expenses, creating a savings plan, or exploring long-term investments could be a huge advantage. Perhaps a small decision to save will bring you great relief in the long run. Remember, abundance sometimes doesn't begin with increased earnings, but with using what you have consciously. You're also under positive influences in terms of health. You may want to add more regular habits to your daily life. You may feel a strong motivation to eat healthier, go for walks, increase your water intake, or improve your sleep schedule. Small changes can boost your energy in a short time. This week may be a good time to plan any checkups you've neglected for a long time. There may also be positive developments regarding financial matters within the family. Perhaps a joint decision will be made, a new arrangement will be established regarding the household budget, or a family member will give you good news that will relieve you. Increased peace at home will also positively affect your motivation in your work life. In your love life, small details in daily life are gaining importance. If you have a partner, you may realize that even ordinary moments spent together strengthen your relationship. Short walks together, a prepared dinner, or a heartfelt conversation can contribute much more to your relationship than you think. Single Pisces may meet someone who catches their attention in the workplace or during their daily routines. This seemingly ordinary encounter can turn into a very meaningful bond over time. The sky is giving you a very important message this week, dear Pisces. Stability is the greatest force that makes dreams come true. Your intuition guides you in the right direction, but discipline leads you to your goal. Therefore, don't underestimate the small steps you take, because great achievements are built precisely upon these steps. As of August 7th, the energy of the week is shifting to a deeper, more transformative, and also more fruitful area, dear Pisces. Venus moves into Libra, beginning to illuminate your 8th house. In astrology, the 8th house represents shared income, your spouse's or partner's financial situation, inheritances, loans, investments, debts, insurance matters, emotional bonds, and inner transformation. Venus, on the other hand, is the planet of abundance, love, harmony, aesthetic sense, and material and spiritual prosperity. Therefore, in the coming days, you may experience developments that will bring you relief, both financially and emotionally. You may see that long-standing issues are progressing more easily, and you may feel that some matters you have been carrying like a burden are easing. The sky is not only offering you new opportunities this week, it is also providing strong support for you to leave behind issues that have been weighing you down in the past. Lately, Financial matters may have been occupying your mind quite a bit. Perhaps bills to pay, planned investments, loan repayments, or shared family responsibilities have been weighing on your mind. You are often someone who keeps these things quietly to yourself, not showing your anxieties to avoid upsetting those around you. However, with Venus moving into your eighth house, more constructive solutions may begin to emerge in these areas. A payment you've been expecting may come in, a long overdue receivable may be collected, or there may be a positive development regarding shared income. If you are involved in a loan application, formal financial transaction, or investment plan, you may feel more supportive influences during this process. Of course, each situation will unfold according to its own circumstances. However, the sky is creating an atmosphere that facilitates compromise, balance, and problem solving. This week, you may also experience a significant awareness regarding money matters. You will see more clearly that sharing and managing correctly is as important as earning. Perhaps you will finalize plans with someone you've been considering investing with for a long time. Perhaps your spouse or partner will receive news that will ease your financial situation. Or perhaps a conversation with an elder family member will resolve a long-standing issue amicably. Life can sometimes present you with unexpected opportunities when all hope seems lost. One of Venus's strongest influences in the eighth house is increasing emotional intimacy. If you have a partner, your relationship may deepen this week. You may feel connected not only by love but also by trust. Perhaps you'll share feelings you haven't been able to talk about for a long time, make joint plans for the future, or share each other's burdens more. True love is about supporting each other not only in good times but also in difficult times. Venus is reminding you of exactly that. For single Pisces, a very impressive period is beginning. The person who enters your life may impress you at first glance, not with their appearance, but with their soul. Hours-long conversations, shared values, and a strong sense of trust may come to the forefront. During this period, you will be more willing to build deep connections instead of superficial relationships. Perhaps you were trying to protect your heart because of past experiences that hurt you. Now the sky shows you that you can open your heart again when the right person comes along. You may also experience a great cleansing psychologically. The eighth house represents not only material transformation but also spiritual transformation. Long-standing fears, past resentments, or invisible self-imposed limitations may begin to dissolve. Perhaps a conversation, a book you read, or a small event will bring you great awareness. You may suddenly start looking at the past with different eyes and realize that your experiences have actually strengthened you. In your professional life, collaborations are prominent. Instead of moving forward alone, you can achieve much more successful results when you work with trustworthy people. Perhaps you will collaborate on a project, perhaps you will receive support from an experienced person, or your paths will cross with someone who needs your knowledge and experience. This week may bring fruitful developments, especially for Pisces working in finance, banking, psychology, consulting, health, insurance, investment, and research. Emotional bonds are also strengthening within the family. A long unspoken issue may be resolved with love. Perhaps a family member will confide in you, or perhaps you will offer comforting words to a loved one. Sometimes a single sincere conversation can lighten burdens carried for years. This week, your compassionate approach may touch the hearts of those around you. In terms of health, don't neglect listening to both your body and your mind. The Sun in the sixth house gives you the opportunity to strengthen your daily routine, while Venus in the eighth house shows that releasing emotional burdens will also increase your physical energy. Taking time for yourself, meditating, going for a walk in nature, or simply resting quietly can do you more good than you think. Towards the end of the week, your inner voice may become even stronger. If you've been undecided about something for a long time, your intuition may show you the right path. You are already one of the signs with the strongest intuition in the zodiac. This week, your logic and intuition may meet at the same point. The most accurate decisions are made precisely when this balance is achieved. Ask yourself this question: what is truly weighing me down in my life, and what am I ready to let go of? Because sometimes old burdens need to be released before new abundance can enter your life. This week, the sky is teaching you exactly that. Forgiving, letting go, and renewing are not signs of weakness, but rather a display of great inner strength. Dear Pisces, during the week of August 3rd to 9th, the sky supports you in both visible and invisible areas. The Sun in your sixth house strengthens your daily routine, work life, and work discipline. while Saturn in your second house solidifies your financial security. Venus, moving into your eighth house, increases shared gains, emotional bonds, inner transformation, and spiritual abundance. With these three powerful energies working together, all you need to do is trust yourself, continue to work hard, and accept the new opportunities life offers without fear. Because sometimes the greatest miracles happen when a person takes one more step instead of giving up. The most powerful message of the week: I lovingly accept the abundance, love, and transformation that life offers me. I let go of the burdens of the past, move forward with confidence, and step into a stronger, more peaceful, and more prosperous life each day. If this weekly horoscope inspired you, don't forget to like our video, subscribe to our channel, and write, "I accept abundance and peace into my life this week" in the comments. I love reading your comments. May the most beautiful energies of the sky illuminate your path, and may your heart be filled with hope. Until we meet again in the next weekly horoscope, stay with love, health, and abundance.